Good morning, everybody. It's 7 a.m. on Tuesday, September 28th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 81. Coming up today on OTB, presented by All-Star Toyota, LSU head football coach Ed Ogeron joins the show at 7:30, and we also have our OTB mailbag today. So get your questions into the YouTube chat using the hashtag OTB mailbag, and we'll answer them at 8:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN or by subscribing to our YouTube channel for new content every day. You can also check us out on Cox Sports Television. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, Peter said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
You got one more. Oh. What up, y'all? Welcome into OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mara, Danny hanging out with you today. Hope you are having a wunderbar Tuesday. We're here in the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio. Proud to be here today. I got a lot coming up today as well. It's Tuesday, which you know is kind of our regular. We get a great regular Tuesday show. We're going to have Coach O on at 7:30. Talk about last week, this upcoming weekend. We got Nick Underhill of New Orleans on football, who just is the best when it comes to New Orleans Saints. We're going to have Nick at 9 a.m. today. Slight little difference there, so we have a little more time with Nick, stretch out a little bit more. And, and this is kind of where you it's kind of the final thoughts on the last weekend of football and you start to look forward a little bit and turn the page a little bit to the next weekend of football. Jake, how you feeling today?
I'm actually feeling really good. I
Wow.
drove by Tiger Stadium this morning, and I know that we're kind of still talking about some of the things that happened against Mississippi State before we fully move on to Auburn, but got a little excited knowing what that stadium's going to be like on Saturday.
Yeah.
Just kind of walking around, had some flag football last night, just hearing some people chatter. Most people are going to the game after a couple of weeks where they didn't go for whatever reason. I know there's a lot of things that play into that, but I'm expecting it to be a fall Saturday in Baton Rouge, one that we all know and love. People tailgating early, people walking around early, traffic being there early, and a full crowd, because I think that's what we're going to get. You had to win this game to get that. You did it, so here it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be an insane atmosphere. I think it's gonna be Tiger Stadium at its best, which we could talk about a bit later. But like you pointed out the other day, Jaquelin Roy, Keishan Butte, Max Johnson, Jacoby Guillory. I'm trying to think about all like the sophomores that have been really good. I mean, even Ollie Gay being a transfer.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't here. I mean, last year was his
Mason
first
Smith,
year, right?
Freshman, yeah.
And then obviously the freshman class.
Yeah.
So there's so many on this team that you've seen play a lot of football that have never really experienced true Tiger Stadium.
And Major Burns would be another sophomore.
Yep.
That hasn't experienced it, obviously, playing in Georgia last year.
And not getting full crowds there. So it's going to be insane Saturday night. I can't wait. Brian Harson's refusing to answer quarterback questions about who's going to play again. So we'll start to break that down as well. Right now, let's start how we start every single day, and let's dive into some headlines.
OTB headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. Barbecue Guys, for those who are born to grill. Visit bbqguys.com to learn more.
The New Orleans Saints are finally back. Back in New Orleans for the first time in a month. A lot of heartwarming posts coming out. A lot of the boys' social media as people were seeing dogs, kids, beds, homes that they had not seen for a while. Again, it's kind of insane to think they were on the road for, I think, 31 days, somewhere around there, and they went 2-1 and traveling all over the place, and now they, too, getting ready to return home to the Superdome. Hell yeah. And Teron Armstead news, however, he is expected to miss several weeks with an elbow injury. This is maybe positive news if you factor in that I think a lot of people were worrying about if it would be season ending, given the severity of it on Sunday. That does not look like it is the case. So several weeks of no Teron Armstead, but you will get him back eventually. Still, injury adversity continues to plague this New Orleans team as Eric McCoy remains out, so you will be down 2 starting offensive linemen.
But you do have some guys that have filled in and starters elsewhere in their career. Are they guys that you're hoping have to play the whole season? No, but James Hurst has played and started in Baltimore in his career, so he's a nice backup. I think he can fill in enough, and it's not going to be an injury that sets you back a couple of games because of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's, you got to win with defense anyway with this Saints team. So if you were going to stack injuries, maybe that's
you saw exactly too. You saw when the defense got healthy, like what that meant to the team compared to if you have a couple of injuries on offense. Unfortunately, right now the offense is just not hitting on any cylinder. Right, it's a little clunky the last 2 weeks, but with that defense, you don't have to be world beaters. You just got to take care of the football and do what the play gives you.
And the future of the Saints and Pelicans, this is kind of interesting. So the Times-Picayune has had a series of exclusive interviews with Gail Benson and executives from the team. And on Wednesday, I believe it's going to be on the TimesPicNola.com YouTube channel, but on Wednesday, these videos will start to drop. It's a 3-part series in which Miss Benson and the team of executives lay out their vision of the future of the Saints and the Pelicans and what it means to New Orleans and Louisiana as a whole. I cannot speak for other towns because I don't live in other towns, but I do feel like this sort of open communication from ownership is somewhat rare. Maybe a lot of times this sort of stuff is just assumed. Like, why do you talk about the future? We're here, right? Well, I really enjoy this. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what this lays out. It's called Succession, the future of the Pels and the Saints. So we'll get we'll get an idea of what their vision is.
More interested in the future of the Saints or the Pelicans? It feels like the Saints' future can only be brighter. The Pelicans is a little bit different story, so I'll be curious more from maybe even the Pelican side than the Saints side.
Well, I just think the only thing on the Pelican side is just the need to reiterate that you're not going anywhere no matter what. I think that like everybody pays and to be clear, that's what I think this is all going to be about. I don't think you tease it if then you're going to be like, we're not sure. I don't know if we're going to be around here actually. Like this is going to be like, we're committed. It's going to be interesting to see what their vision of that commitment looks like.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're the Pelicans, it's then basically saying, look, we're going to be here no matter how bad y'all talk about us, no matter how bad things go. We're keeping an NBA team here in New Orleans. So I think that's how it's going to go. I guess we'll see. In LSU football news, congratulations to Damone Clark as he was named SEC Player of the Week for his 15 tackles against Mississippi State. Probably still not giving enough credit for that performance on Saturday. You mentioned the big fumble return at the beginning of the game as well, in which he helped out an LSU offense that would end up struggling in that first half. It's been a very long road for Damone Clark playing defense here at LSU. I mean, last year just widely criticized throughout the year, rightfully so. I was one of the leaders of that charge, so it's very heartwarming now to see him take home an SEC Defensive Player of the Week award in an SEC game, right? This was not just against like Central Michigan or something. This was against a good Mississippi State team. Shout out to Moan.
And I believe he does lead the SEC in tackles.
That's right, he does.
And he is someone that he had to improve off last year, right? He had to get closer to what we've seen from him early in his career at LSU. I think he's doing that. There's still room for improvements. I mean, certainly every player can go out there and you can watch tape. And there's a couple things that T-Bob, you and I were talking about. I think he is being a little bit better on his front foot, but it's still a little bit
too passive still.
So getting better, continuing to get better. You can tell that Blake Baker's done a good job with this group. They rotated a bunch of different linebackers in the game, which I thought was a really good strategy. Coach O even mentioned maybe doing more of that in his press conference yesterday. So Damone improving. Looking forward to seeing what he can be here in the next couple of weeks against the competition that's coming up.
Yeah, congratulations to Damone, though. That's awesome, man. SEC Defensive Player of the Week. In a spot of LSU Kentucky news, it looks like on October 9th, Tigers will be traveling to Kentucky. We have a kickoff time. It'll be kicking off at 6:30 p.m. on SEC Network, meaning you're going to have Tom, Cole, and Jordan on the call. Very excited for that. October 9th is also going to be the CBS doubleheader. So if you want a little bit more of that CBS music, there you go. The 2:30 game will either be Arkansas and Ole Miss or UGA Auburn, Arkansas Ole Miss, feeling like the much more interesting matchup there. We'll see. And then at 7 p.m., you'll have Alabama versus Texas A&M.
You know, that is wild. If before the season, if I would have came up here and said, no, CBS is going to be fighting for Arkansas and Ole Miss and letting Alabama and A&M go to 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't. The Alabama A&M thing, that's just best laid plans of mice and men. I'm sure it looked great when you originally made that the primetime CBS game, and it just, I mean, A&M just hasn't held up their end of the bargain.
How about Arkansas and UGA's 11 a.m. kick, right, this week?
I'm not sure.
Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's 11 a.m. kick. How about that?
I don't know about. I did
Top
not
10
know that.
matchup,
I did
11
not know
a.m.
that. I feel for Arkansas here, though. Look, I'm you know me. I've been a big Pig Suey guy, big Pittman guy. I don't know how they beat UGA when they kind of play the same style as UGA. Only UGA has 5 stars. That's I don't feel like it's a great matchup for Arkansas.
I mean, I feel like Arkansas fans will appreciate this one, considering where they're located. They will be like the great value Georgia, and Georgia is the fully owned brand there. Yeah. And that's no disrespect. I mean, Arkansas is going to beat a lot of teams. I don't think this is over.
Arkansas is literally Sam's Club.
Yeah, so that's why I said they'll understand it.
I know. And then Sam Pittman. It all makes sense. It's all coming together. And in NFL news, I don't know that this matters, but my brain is broken, and there are certain things where, like, when they happen in life, they just stick with you, and it's hard to ever adjust your opinion, right? It's kind of like I think about, I always go back to like the Legion of Boom, right? I'm just convinced that Seattle always just has really good DBs, and their defense is great, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I just assume that Josh Gordon is always about to go off for like 250 yards and 3 touchdowns if he's allowed to play football. And Josh Gordon is being reinstated into the NFL and is expected to sign with who? the last in the AFC
Yes,
West.
Thank you.
Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, does this matter at all? He led the NFL. Okay, so that incredible year where he had like 14 games or over 1,600 yards.
Yeah.
This is going to make you feel old. That was in 2013 now. So that was 8
I
years
was still
ago.
playing in the NFL.
Damn.
I tell you how long ago that was.
He was a beast that year, though.
He was. He was a big time beast.
Do you think this matters?
I don't know. I mean, the Chiefs have so many weapons already. Like, I kind of view them sometimes of having so many and trying to figure out so many different ways to get them the ball. Sometimes that can hurt you. Obviously, they feel like they have a need.
They feel they're missing a little bit after Sammy Watkins.
They signed Le'Veon Bell last year, and that didn't really play out. That didn't work out, I think, like a lot of people thought. So I don't know. You're adding a player with a lot of talent, but can he give you what you need? I don't know.
Those are your headlines brought to you by Barbecue Guys. Coming up next, oh man, bad look. All right, coming up next, let's talk a little Peyton. It looked like Justin Fields was crying a little bit. I'm not sure. Although I think I might have too after I managed just one net passing yard on the day. That's rough, man. But we'll talk about it a bit later. Coming up next, though, I want to talk maybe a little bit about last night's Monday night game, maybe more about the Manning cast, and then we'll get into kind of what we want to break down with Coach O coming up at 7:30. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
If you were born to grill, you have to go to Barbecue Guys for all your grilling and outdoor living needs. With the largest selection of top grills and outdoor products and best-in-class customer service, Barbecue Guys has it all. Visit bdqguys.com. That's bdqguys.com. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. 925-8552 is the number, 925-8552. Any plumbing issues that you have, Central Plumbing's got your back. Man, you don't lift a finger, okay? Just call Central Plumbing. Take advantage of that flat rate pricing. No surprise or hidden fees. Everybody's licensed, bond, insured. Great warranty after the work is done. A month of service work, a year on new installations. So look, the bottom line is you call Central Plumbing, you don't lift a finger, your plumbing issues are solved. Don't think twice. Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Centralplumbing.org is the way to go, T. Don't forget that emergency number, 225-925-8552. But remember, it does not have to be an emergency for you to get in contact with Central Plumbing. They can also do bathroom remodels. They can install that new tankless water heater. So many things that they can do. Of course, you can go pick up parts at the shop as well. You'll find all that information and much more on their website, centralplumbing.org, and call that number today, 225-925-8552.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my four boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Hunt and Hill. Barrett Salee from CBS Sports will jump aboard to talk all things SEC football. And we're getting you ready for LSU and Auburn. Hunt and Hill, noon to 2 weekdays on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Ken pulling the dragon punch on Kyle in the background. Gotta love it. If you're watching on CST, welcome. Tell your friends about it. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button so we get the numbers up before Coach O shows up here in about 10 minutes. Last night, little Monday Night Football action. I got to be honest. So I watched a bit of the Peyton cast for a while there. The game seemed pretty unexciting. Jalen Hurts continues to struggle a bit, or the last couple of weeks he has at least. But yeah, the Manning cast, though, before I ended up bailing and watching a little Fear Street or Spooky Season, Danny.
I only got through the first one.
Fear Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get past this.
I don't think so.
They're all so bad.
They're pretty
I watched
horrible.
all three of them. They're all bad.
Oh, you committed.
They are pretty horrible. I don't
put
know.
all the
It's
chips
like
in.
it's like the most base level. Like, do I want to see what happened because I'm an idiot and like I just kind of want to know, but it's not going to be enough to get me there in the end. I just yeah. Whatever though. Teach her up. Maybe you'll watch them and you'll enjoy them.
I watched them on the plane to LA.
Not a bad plane move,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like because like whatever.
Right,
Planes are just everything's kind of like artistic quality doesn't matter on a plane as much. You're just trying to make it through. You're like, okay, what can just keep my brain technically occupied? And I guess it's actually not bad for that. Still, either way, don't know if I'll be going back to that. But I only got to watch a little bit of the Peyton cast or the Manning cast, and I gotta say, dude, it is really fantastic. Especially you see its value in a game like last night where the game itself was pretty damn boring. And so watching, I saw the Matt Stafford and LeBron James interviews. I missed the Saban and Long interviews, which, by the way, what an incredible guest list that was for that game last night. But, yeah, man, I thought it was awesome, dude. I think it's like it could only work because they're somehow brothers with such legendary resumes, so everybody knows the credentials, and then none of it feels forced because they're actually brothers, right?
Yeah.
So they're not having to affect that casual air. It actually exists, and it's like actually super fun to watch.
It is, and they're really funny. They're funny together. They're funny by themselves, and like you said, like you can tell there's a brother dynamic. And the guest list is fantastic. I mean, to be able to get LeBron and Coach Saban and Chris Long and Matthew Stafford after he just played a game yesterday and beats the Buccaneers. I mean, I think everybody's up on the table. It was funny just listening. I think Peyton said one time, like, Coach Saban, I didn't get to play you in college, but I played you a bunch when you were the coach of the Dolphins, and I really enjoy converting on third down and watching you go scream at Kirby Smart on the sideline. and Nick just starts laughing about it. So, like, they also say things and do things, T, that not a lot of people can get away with.
Yeah,
but the Manning brothers can get away with it.
Yeah, Eli flipping the double birds on the screen last night.
I don't really know if that's
we don't know.
Or not.
Yeah, is that an FCC violation? I'm not entirely sure. Now, we've definitely had a little bit of that on this show, but I don't know if we're on the same level as the alternate Monday Night Football broadcast.
Because of the size of his hands?
Yeah, exactly, yes. Because actually Eli did have really long fingers, and that does it does jive with other things that I've heard about Eli in the past as well. How about the Saban, did you hear the Saban comment about coaching a Manning? Where he was talking about how he was wishing he was coaching at Alabama when they when they were there, because he'd love to have recruited him, and then he went on to say, "I would love to coach a Manning."
Who's he talking about?
Yeah. We see you there, Nick. Relax, okay? He's going to Texas. No, I don't really know. I have no idea where he's going to go. But whatever. Manny Cat's a lot of fun. Monday Night Football game, not so much. The end, though, of a stellar football week otherwise. One of the reasons why it was such a solid week, at least maybe here locally, was because everybody won, including LSU, beat Mississippi State on the road. Big SEC win. And there's some very interesting numbers coming out of PFF, Jake, now that the grades are in for this last week and the film has been reviewed. And in case you thought that we were being sunshine pumpers or overly optimistic or giving guys too much credit, because I did have some, not a huge response to this, but there were some rumblings in my personal interactions about how maybe we were overhyping what the defense and the secondary did on a day where they gave up, what was it, like 400 pass yards by the end? Where did it end up? 3-something?
Yeah, I think
the point is
380-something.
Yeah, so it's a high volume of yards, right? Well, according to Pro Football Focus, LSU comes out of that week, a game which they give up 380 or whatever, with the second highest graded secondary in the country. Georgia took home the title this week. They're graded out at a 90.4. Of course, it was Vanderbilt. LSU right there, second place, 82. Iowa, an incredible defense right behind him at 80.8. So it wasn't just our opinion. It is objective fact that was a very well played and well executed defensive game plan, especially by the secondary. And that's exactly what it said, right? You said it all started with the secondary on Saturday, and they're going to be relied upon again this weekend, just in a different way, I think, where probably this weekend, what do you think? A lot more man, a lot more getting after the quarterback, whether it's Nix or Finley?
Yeah, you're going to have a completely different game plan. We talked about it, I think, a little bit yesterday, but you're going from rushing 3 to now you want to create pressure, and you might even get outside of yourself because you've been the 4th lowest pressure team in the NCAA so far as the FBS through 4 weeks. And actually, it's actually gone down. You might be 3rd because of what you didn't do a week ago. That's going to completely change, I think.
Does that, you mean blitz rate there, like adding extra guys?
Yes, adding an extra guy. Yeah, they've only rushed 4, right? So I think you add in a couple of extra guys. Now, you can still get pressure with 4 against this offensive front. I'll be very curious to see what LSU does now that they'll have the ability without Andre Anthony to roll 4 guys out there. You know, who are those 4 guys to start off the game? As we know, Coach O again said it yesterday, they'll rotate there. But I would expect to see some linebackers and some run blitzes as well, not just pass situation blitzes, but also run blitzes on 1st and 10, knowing Tank Bigsby's going to get the ball. See if you can create a pile and make him go sideways. That's not where he's at his best. He's at his best when he's going north and south. So it's going to be a completely different game plan. The DBs are going to be big as far as having to make sure that they tackle in open field this week, right? Because if you do create that log jam there in the middle with your run blitzes and they get on the edges, you know, Cordell Flott, Jay Ward, Major Burns, all those guys are going to be asked to tackle Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, and in that sense, you hope they build off of last week. That was one of the most impressive parts about the film, was them coming downhill, delivering blows. Like I said, it was the first time where the defense felt fast and a little intimidating and a little violent. By the way, Cardell Flott also taking home the highest graded defensive back title in the SEC last week. He graded out an 85.1. So, again, definitely your defensive MVP last weekend. In terms of other things that I want to pick Coach's brain on, Jake, I'm very interested to see how they're feeling about left tackle. Is it still up in the air? Do they feel like Wire's healthy enough? Does he get back in the starting role? Does Bradford do enough where he gets to start? What is Dellinger's current situation? And so if you had to guess, where do you think they're kind of leaning right now?
All right, Bradford finished the game. Obviously, Dellinger came back in when there was an injury, so he was available. So it wasn't like Dellinger got hurt, and that's why Bradford came in, because they both came in at the same time. Whenever you had, I think it was Deculus, went down in the third quarter.
He just had to get his screws tightened a little bit. I mean, he's got about 70-something games on that body at this point.
He had to get the old Don Joy, little grease on it. I get that. Cam Wire might be available for this game. Like I said, he dressed fully for this game. So I don't really know if he was emergency guy, if they just had to have somebody. I don't know if he's going to be available to start. So you have 3 guys that potentially could start at left tackle. So I would if you're asking me before Coach O comes on in a couple minutes, I think it's probably going to be Bradford because he finished the game.
Yeah, you have 3 guys, but do you have 1? I guess that's the real question that LSU is trying to answer. All right, let's go ahead and go to break. Look, if you're watching on YouTube, again, hit the like button. Let's get the numbers up before Coach gets here. Share it to all your various Facebook pages, right? Take a break from arguing with people online and just share the stream, okay? Hey, coming up next, we'll talk to Coach O and what's coming up this week, and keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to therelaxationcompany.org, therelaxationcompany.org. What a special day it is today, Jake, for the Relaxation Company, as you are pulling up what the exact deal is. But today marks the 1-year anniversary of the opening of a dream, right? Jennifer Lott had been a licensed massage therapist for 2 decades. And a year ago today, she finally opened a place to call her own, and what a year it's been. I mean, we're so happy to work with them. Local, family-owned, incredible deals. Pelican Point in Gonzales. Jake, what do they got going on today?
So you're going to get 28% off because today marks the 1-year anniversary of their opening, and today, I'm pretty sure, let's see, checks out. Yes, that is actually today, 28th. So that's what you're going to get, and check it out online. TRC Massage is the handle on Instagram. So you can check out exactly what they've got going on with that anniversary special. You'll find all the deals. TheRelaxationCompany.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice.
Coming up on a Tuesday edition of Early Line, we recap Monday Night Football and start looking ahead to this weekend's action. And Rafael Esparza of MyBookie.com joins the show from Las Vegas. Early Line, 2 to 3 p.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back off the bench. It is Tuesday at 7:30, which means it is time to talk to the head man of LSU football, fresh off a nice road win in Starkville. Talk about Coach O. Coach O, what's going on, man?
Come Tuesday, man. On to Auburn. We're ready to go.
Hell yeah, big day. Flip the page. So I know y'all have flipped, and we are going to flip today. But before we do want to pick your brain a bit on last game. And let's start here, Coach. We were just talking about the fact that Pro Football Focus had LSU secondary as the second highest graded in the country this last week. Cardell Flott, the highest graded DB in the SEC. And I guess the reason why I bring this up, because this was a game plan that was highly effective, right? Rushing 3, dropping 8. But at times, fans are like, "Yo, what's going on? Where's the pressure? Where's the pressure?" What did you think about the game plan and execution of your defense on Saturday?
It's the first time we've done it, and obviously we worked on it for a while, and there was a lot of what ifs and stuff like that. If this comes up, what are we going to do? And then as you go through the game, you see some things. This is the first time we do it. See some things that you really can improve on. And especially with our rush. We can get a 3-man rush. We need to coach them better. We need to work the 4 techniques. We were going into the game playing 5s, but they started running the ball too much, and we had to put them in 4s, which, as you know, hurts your pass rush. But we could not let them run. We had to make them one-dimensional. So it worked. I think there's some things that we can do better, especially up front, to get a better pass rush with a 3-man rush. Obviously, there's some things we can do. The 3-4 is easy to blitz out of. There's a couple of blitzes that we can put in. But overall, the game plan worked. It was a lot better than it was the year before.
Yeah, Coach, and one of those 3-down linemen was freshman Mason Smith. How did you evaluate what he was able to do his first time out there playing in?
He did good. He did well. It's kind of hard. As you know, you play the 4 technique. And you're trying to rush the passer from before. That's the hardest thing for a defensive end. I thought our guys did a good job. Obviously, there's some things that I could have put them in a better situation. We're going to be better suited to play this defense next time we play.
Hey, Coach, what about Neil Farrell Jr.? I don't want to make this just like, hey, ask about this player. But, outside of Flott, Farrell felt like maybe the most impactful guy defensively the other day. He's really been really solid all season long. What did he mean in the middle there?
Yeah, T-Bob, they were single blocking our nose tackle. Yeah. They were going straight up to our linebacker. So, obviously, you should be able to single block nose tackle. Neil's playing well. He still got some conditioning. I think once he gets in great condition, he's even going to play better.
Coach, help me out here. So this is a game plan, obviously, right? This is a game plan customized a lot for the air raid and Mike Leach. What are some of the challenges of putting in kind of like a 1 week plan like that? And then how much of this do you end up carrying forward kind of in the rest of the season?
Well, just tweaking it throughout the week, man. We worked on it. We looked at it. We said, you know what, this doesn't look good. And we weren't afraid to tweak it and fix it. And we kept on fixing it during the week. Hey, man, what if they do this? Man, we better do this. What if they do this? And we were doing that all the way up to game time. So our staff did a tremendous job. We're very open-minded. Everybody pitched in about what should be done. We looked at a lot of film with the guys at the 3-4 that had success against the air raid, and we kind of mimicked what they did. And I thought our coaching staff did a tremendous job. I thought Durante did a great job of mixing it up between the 3-4 and the 4-3. He mixed it up with those guys. And look, we only gave up one play of 29 yards, and that was a mental error. So, that for that to work, it was hard to see them throw the ball, in the front and nobody there. You know what I'm saying? But at least they wasn't throwing behind us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and it's crazy because every time when the ball would be dumped, you'd be like, oh, my God, he has all this space. But the secondary closed out fast, I thought. And obviously that's the key there. You mentioned kind of the tweaking, the open-mindedness. And, Coach, I feel like just watching this team, it's something that I've seen a ton of this year, which is like clear growth in between games, right? Yeah. Whether it's the offensive evolution of like, okay, let's take out a look to the sideline, let's add more diverse running plays. Now you got a counter package that's really interesting. Defensively, Jones feels more comfortable. What about Pete Jones? How do you feel they've grown here early on?
Yeah, I think they've been great. I think they've been great in the office. But when I get here at 6 o'clock, they're here early. I leave at 10. They're still here. They're working. They're very loyal. Anytime I go in there and say, what about this? Yes, sir. Hey, what about this? Yeah. Yeah, what about this? It's just guys are working together. There's no egos in here. It's not my way or the highway. Everybody's pitching in. And as we go, we're learning about our team, what we can do, what we can't do. Every team has strength. Every team has weaknesses. And what we're trying to do every week, not the time we are, is fix the things that are wrong. And we got a big week ahead of us. Still got to fix a lot of things. But we made some tremendous improvement from the beginning of the season.
Hey, Coach, last one for Mississippi State game before we move on to Auburn. How did you feel the run game did? Because you did do some different things. I know the counter coming out for the second half, you pick up 9 yards on the first counter. Then you come back and you run that action, and here comes the defense. They suck up on that counter, and then you hit them over the top for a long touchdown. So what did you see from the run game this Saturday?
We need to do more with the gap plays and RPOs. I think that's going to be our strength. We still need to work on our wide zone as far as our approach with the running back and our approach. We're still not getting the same thing that we want out of it. We got a lot of work to do in the run. But the gap plays, the RPOs that have helped us. We have to get better on first. Have some production on first down to where 2nd and 5, 2nd and 3, not 2nd and 10, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, definitely want to get ahead of the chains there. Coach, what about at left tackle right now? A couple of young guys playing the other day in Dellinger and Bradford. Of course, Cam Wire's status still a bit up in the air. What's the plan for left tackle this week?
Anthony went in there pretty well.
Yeah.
Anthony went in there. Anthony with great feet, stuff like that. And I talked to him yesterday. He has a low condition issue. He's a little overweight, but got to get going a little bit, get a little bit more motivated because he can be a great player. Now, I think this week we're going to have Cam Wire back, and I think we may have Paul Sterner back. So that's going to help us. Still going with Bradford and Dellinger. After those guys can practice full speed.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a bit of a weight issue, but that's a big man to try to get around, Coach. It's just he occupies a lot of space. How about this? It's been a long 2 years, right? And we were just talking about this. Jake pointed this out yesterday, but you got guys on this team let's think Keishawn Butte, Max Johnson, Jaquelin Roy, all these great sophomores that have been here for a long time. Hell, even a guy like TJ Finley, who was here last year. These are all cats that have never experienced the real Tiger Stadium. How excited are you and the boys to have that thing full again Saturday night?
I'm excited for them. They deserve it, man. That's what it came to, and we all love Tiger Stadium. We all love our fans. It's the best place the best place in the world to play. So it's going to give us a big boost. We're going to need it. As you know, Auburn's a very good football team. But, we're playing at home, man. We love playing at home, and we're going to need our crowd.
What about TJ Finley, Coach? I mean, I don't know if he's going to start or not. No idea. But what's it like preparing to play for a guy that I know that y'all were very close with just not long ago?
Yeah. Hey, we love TJ. TJ's part of our family, man. He's from Ponchatoula, great family, coached by Coach Hank Tierney. It was tough for him to leave, and it was a decision he had to make. We wish him the best. Obviously not against us. We're going to compete. And we're going to high-five him after and wish him the best. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you can sack your son, you can sack TJ. Right?
Hey, Coach, I want to know just, with the quarterback for Auburn kind of up in the air, TJ Finley, Bo Nix, and obviously they are different quarterbacks. How much time do you prepare on maybe different skill sets, or knowing that, Auburn's a team that likes to run the football with Tank Bigsby and their other backs, that's kind of what you prepare for and maybe not worry too much about the skill set of the quarterback?
Yeah, I think that the run game is going to be the same unless they put in some zone read options, which we play every day. So I think the run game is going to be the same. I think there's maybe some more movement with TJ, some more sprint outs and stuff like that. So we're going to prepare for that. I think it's basically going to be the same offense, not much different now. I will say this about TJ. We know that he has a cannon for an arm.
Yeah.
That game against South Carolina, he was on fire. He throws the back shoulder around about as good as anybody I've seen. So there's some things that TJ can do very, very well.
And as much as we're talking about quarterback, the real guy for Auburn on that side of the ball is Tank Bigsby, that everybody's got to watch out for. What's the keys to stopping a back like Bigsby?
Man, the first time I put on the tape was a short yardage, and we recruited Tank. I love Tank. I love his family. He's a great young man. He visited us. He runs slow. He runs slow and he runs square. He makes cuts. When he makes that one cut, he's low and he's square, and he uses his shoulder pads. The people are bouncing off his shoulder pads. Very, very strong runner.
Coach, anything else, man, in terms of anything you want to tell to the fans or listening audience with Tiger Stadium, 8 p.m. right around the corner?
Hey, just like I said, it's 8 o'clock, so you got to pace yourself. Don't start too early, man. When he did that Tiger Walk, loud and proud, and thank you all. I want to thank all the fans that have been in the Tiger Walk. I want to thank the student section. They've been phenomenal. We expect the Tiger Stadium to be full, man, and we're gonna need y'all. It's a big game for the Tigers, but can't wait to see everybody Saturday night.
There you go, Coach O, head man of LSU football. It is Competition Tuesday. Coach, enjoy practice today.
Hey, guys, go Tigers.
Thanks, Coach.
There you go. Yeah, again, I mean, all week long, I just feel like a kid on Christmas waiting for that Tiger Stadium Saturday night. It's going to be fantastic. I have no idea who's going to win the game. I mean, that is very much up in the air. I'm going to watch some Auburn film today. Might know a little more after that, but that anxiety, that unknown, that's good. That's what makes football fun. I was kind of laughing because I was talking to one of my boys about it on the phone, and he's one of those Alabama rejects, and
you let that into your life.
I shouldn't say reject. Well, no, they were in my life before they chose Alabama, so that's a problem, right? Is that it wasn't a post-Alabama friendship; it was before. But either way, I'm like, what am I talking about? You can't appreciate, you don't know this feeling. Like, you never go into a weekend wondering, like, will we win this game? It's like, what are you talking about? We got Ole Miss this week. I'm like, get the hell out of here, dude. You don't know this feeling, and it's a little scary. It's kind of the fear of the unknown, but it's also exactly why you love sports so much. And it's all going to be on display this Saturday. All right, let's wrap up hour one when we get back here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AccuTempBR.com today. That's AccuTempBR.com. Any heating, cooling, electrical needs, you want AccuTemp, okay? They are the absolute best. There's a reason why. I mean, look at the customer reviews. It's unreal, y'all. And it's not by accident. people are pretty brutal on the internet normally, right? But Accutemp has a 4.9 Google review rating with thousands of reviews, and I can speak to it firsthand. I'm in the Accutemp system. They check on me every few months. The customer experience of working with them is unlike anywhere else. Go to AccutempBR.com.
Yeah, it's getting close to that time. Again, not a double scoop. That double scoop is coming where you're going to have to turn that heater on. So have them come out and make sure that your equipment is working like it's supposed to once that heater does come on. You can contact them at AccutempBR.com. You can start a chat. You can set up a call. You can set up a text thread. All these different ways to get in contact. AccutempBR.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona, inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. We'll recap the college and NFL weekends with Sean Salisbury. We'll talk some Saints with Larry Holder. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Hour number 1 wrapping up here. Anything else stand out to you, Jake, and what Coach O had to say there?
Cam Wire being available,
Yeah.
potentially. Like I said, he was dressed for the game, but you never know. I think just having someone with his experience at left tackle, knowing he got starts last year, I think would be ideal for LSU, and then have Bradford and Charles Turner, who he said also was getting healthy, and Dellinger available. I think that's the best situation for you. So if he can be healthy, I think you roll him out there and you play him, even though he hadn't played in a couple of weeks.
It sounds like they were pretty high on Bradford, though. I mean, for whatever that's worth. And granted, he did, like we said, he did pretty well. I think there's still things he needs to work on. It's a little odd to hear about conditioning work and the need to lose weight from Bradford and Farrell. You know, you're already midstream here, so hopefully that's just something where they continue to kind of play themselves into shape at this point.
Yeah, because I'm not sure what you can do in the season.
I mean, yeah,
in the season workouts are completely different than all season workouts. We all know that. I don't know what you can do in the weight room. It's got to be something as simple as, like you said, play your way into shape and stay after practice, I guess, and run a couple extra things, even though nobody feels like doing that. I understand. Naturally, you will kind of at the game 7, game 8, you can play yourself into shape, but that's a long way away.
It's a long way
away. We got weeks before you get there, so you need to figure it out and get out there.
Yeah, so a lot of people kind of debating in the chat right now as to whether or not it'll be sold out or full, and people are talking about the tickets that are still available and this or that. I don't know. Like I guess maybe I'm naive for just assuming this thing's gonna be crazy this Saturday night. I would be sorely disappointed if it were not. Look, if we have gotten so spoiled as a fan base, and maybe it's not that, right? I mean, look, I get it, the home viewing experience and all that, and it's tough to get out of the house nowadays. It feels like it's tougher every year. But if it's gotten to the point where, like, you have this much on the line, and you've got a ranked Auburn team visiting at 8 p.m. on Saturday night. Is it supposed to be a nice day Saturday? Do we know, weather-wise?
Let's just say yes right now while we're looking it up. So
yeah,
people
because
listening.
strength is my argument. Let's just say yes. On a beautiful fall day.
Thank you.
Where you're going to have tailgating back, SEC in Tiger Stadium, 8 p.m. that night, ranked Auburn team.
83's the high.
Oh, yeah.
66
hell
is
yeah.
low.
That's a dollop.
That's a dollop.
That's getting close to scoop if we're more near that 66. The point is, like, if you don't go to this game, what game do you care about? Like, why do we even football? Does it have to be like the number one team? Do you have to be number one to care anymore? Like if the fan base doesn't show up to Tiger Stadium in Death Valley and make it crazy on Saturday, then we've just kind of crossed over to a point that I don't know. Maybe there is no going back and recapturing the magic, because this Saturday should be just that. It should be magic.
And Coach O did a great job, and I completely agree with him, pointing out the student section. The student section for the first 2 games has been fantastic, and they've actually stayed a majority of the game.
Yeah.
Right? And if you go to the game, you're spending a lot of money. Stay to the end.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, in this Saturday, you'll probably have to stay till the end, because I think it's going to be close, and it's probably going to be crazy. The students, they looked like they were enjoying the parade grounds last weekend. When I was out there, they were having a good old time. All right, hour 1 of the books, hour 2 next. Keep it locked on TV.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, go inside the App Store and download the DraftKings app today. You could have played last night. Dallas and Philly, create that lineup. All right, you select the captain, you get 1.5 times the points. But it's okay if you missed that, because Thursday night football's coming. Sunday, you're going to have a slate of games. Saturday for college. But Major League Baseball tonight, there's always something to play over at DraftKings. Just go ahead, download the app. So many different games that you can play. Just not the showdown captain mode. You can play the classic lineup. You can have a snake draft. You can do it all. And remember the best part, if you lose, you can cut it loose. Not a season-long lineup, and you can get a new lineup the next day.
Go to DraftKings. DraftKings, download the app right now. Finally legal here in Louisiana for that daily fantasy. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. All one word, promo code Baton Rouge, and you will be entered for a free chance to win millions of dollars worth of prizes. Promo code Baton Rouge. Do it today. Download DraftKings Daily Fantasy. It's here.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law offices of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning, everybody. It's 8 a.m. on Tuesday, September 28th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 81. In case you missed hour one of the show, including our interview with Ed Ogeron, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Still to come on OTB, we have our OTB mailbag coming up, so get your questions into the YouTube chat using the hashtag OTB mailbag, and we'll answer them at 8:15. And Nick Underhill of NewOrleans.football will join the show in the third hour at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN or by subscribing to our YouTube for new content every day. You can also check us out on CST. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome into hour number 2 of OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mar, and Danny hanging out with you this morning. Hope you're having a wunderbar morning. We are in the studio. We are talking about a little LSU Auburn, getting excited for this weekend. Jake is watching some film right now. A lot of great questions coming in. We got a little OTB mailbag coming up here next segment. If you want to go ahead and hashtag OTB mailbag, get your questions in, and we'll break them all down. Jake, one of the questions that people keep asking is, of course, it's to do with the Auburn quarterback situation. And I think there's a couple of interesting ways to view it. I think maybe this is the most interesting question here early on. Who is the tougher challenge for LSU, do you think? Is it Bo Nix or is it TJ Finley? Who would you rather see this weekend?
All right, so this is going to be an odd answer because I think TJ Finley is the better option for Auburn. I think he is, but I also think he's the better option for LSU to face. Because LSU knows him so well, because Steve Ensminger is still on this staff as an analyst who was his offensive coordinator, quarterback coach a year ago. So he knows all of the ghosts. And even if TJ is progressed and kind of learned from those, he knows what coverages give him trouble. He knows what rushes give him trouble, right? He knows all of those type of things because he had to try to coach that, out of him. So I think that favors LSU. And, Bo Nix is someone who there's a lot of bad in there. Bo also has the ability to be unorthodox and not play sound football and make a play. And that makes me a little bit nervous with that ability that he has. So I think TJ Finley's the better player. I think TJ Finley's best for Auburn moving forward. But I think in this matchup, just being familiar with TJ and his skill set, I think that is what LSU fans should want to face.
Yeah.
So it's a weird dynamic.
Harsin got a little testy in his media availability, talking about how, no, we don't know. We don't know which quarterback's going to play. We're going to figure it out, okay? And I don't know if I fully believe that. Yeah, I mean, look, you raised great points. I especially love the line that TJ Finley's maybe the better option for Auburn, but also the better option for LSU this game. I mean, Bo Nix, for what it's worth, even though he's had some really high highs, he's been horrible on the road. He has been absolutely abysmal on the road. And then last week, he wasn't even good at home against Auburn. I don't know what they're going to do here. I'm fascinated to see. I think if push came to shove, because people keep asking us, who do we think will play? I think today, I think I would have to say TJ Finley. I know that it seems maybe kind of crazy because the experience that Bo Nix has and TJ Finley's a limited sample size, but you only make that switch that late in the game against Georgia State. I mean, it is out of desperation, right? But that's also a sign that, you are done with Bo Nix. You have given him every opportunity, and we have to try something else because the bottom line is he just has not been able to take advantage of those opportunities. And so when you make that switch that late in the game, and that's why you brought TJ Finley in, was to potentially be that guy, right? Because he looked really good at times last year as a true freshman for LSU. You weren't fully settled at quarterback. That's why you brought him in. It makes all the sense in the world to me here for a new coaching staff who is not married to Nix or anything like that to go ahead and make that switch and see where it gets you.
Do you see any scenario, because I think I can, where they start Bo Nix just because of it being a road game and, TJ hasn't really experienced that, even though it's a place that he's very familiar with playing in this stadium? Do you think they start Bo Nix, short leash type deal, 2 series, if he's not doing anything, hey, TJ, get in there? Or do you think TJ Finley, if it is him, if he's the guy, he starts from the get-go?
I feel like the Auburn quarterback situation is such that, and I don't know Harsin's philosophy on this, right? I maybe would feel more comfortable answering this from an O question, whereas he normally likes to play one guy, but if he's not, he'll straight up tell you if there's going to be a rotation. I've never personally been a fan of that. I like my starting quarterback to feel like he is the guy. Now, again, everything's to a point. They reached that breaking point with Bo Nix. I think it was probably a combination of the Penn State struggles to convert in the red zone, and then you go into Georgia State, and you're about to lose that game. And okay, we've reached a breaking point. Now, a change has to be made. So, no, I don't know. Where would be the value, do you think, in starting Bo Nix with him bringing in Finley? Is it for a change of pace? Is it just so, like you're saying, so Finley doesn't have to blunt his nose against the crowd in the beginning of the game?
I think it's to allow your veteran quarterback who you've put a lot of time, effort, and resources into in Bo Nix, you give him the opportunity for 2 series to go out there and see if him being demoted in that game can give him a spark, give him anything. And it protects TJ a little bit from starting the game. Maybe the opening series not be too big, and he throws it to LSU defensive back, whatever that might be. That's the value. Not saying that that's what I would do, but I can see value for Auburn doing that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating to see. I wonder, what about LSU defensively, not against the pass, but against the run? Because much we're talking about quarterback, and I get why. It is the most fascinating part about Auburn because it's up in the air, it's late in the season, and the TJ Finley storylines are just absolutely fantastic. But how do you feel about LSU trying to stop the Auburn rushing attack? So obviously, the one other time in which you faced a really good rushing attack in UCLA, you were good early on, but eventually you fell apart. You got overrun. We've seen growth. We're going to learn how much growth in terms of defending the run on Saturday night.
You're going to see a lot of what UCLA had success with. You're not going to see just exclusively zone run and RPOs. You're going to see counter, you're going to see power, you're going to see outside zone. You're going to see all the things that they had success with in the second half. And this offensive line is not as good as the UCLA's. It's just not. I know we just assume SEC versus Pac-12. That UCLA offensive line was a good one.
Yeah, they're good.
When you look at this Auburn offensive front, outside of right tackle, they have really struggled.
Really?
Yeah, they have struggled.
Okay. Love to hear
right
that.
tackle is the position where they've actually thrived with Ham there. But outside of that, they have
Ham?
Hamm is his last name. Yeah.
That is a premier offensive line
Brodarius
name.
Ham.
Oh, Bro Ham.
Bro Ham.
My boy Bro Ham. You don't want to see this dude a tackle. Freaking Bro Ham. Replay that play, Dan. I bet you Bro Ham's pancaking someone. I would almost guarantee it. All right. So their offensive line may be kind of a weakness. And sorry.
I can't get past Bro Ham.
Bro freaking Ham.
I've never broke it down like that, but you're right. Yeah, they struggle at left tackle. They've struggled at left guard, and they've really struggled at center. Okay, so yes, they have one of the more talented running backs in the country, not just the SEC and Tank Bigsby, but
look at that, man.
He hasn't been able to get as loose because there hasn't exactly been the running lanes. Now, he can create on his own. Without question, he can. As you're seeing here, if you're watching us on the stream or on CST, he can create
He just
on
got
his
hit
own.
by 3 different Tennessee defenders in the backfield and got a 15-yard run.
But I don't know. So I don't know what success they can have running those things that we're talking about. The counters with two pullers, the power with the guard pulling, the outside zone where you've really got to hold your blocks because everything's stretching out T for Tank Bigsby or whoever's in there at running back. They're going to play multiple guys to put his foot in the ground and go north-south. So I'll be interested to see what scheme Auburn has running the football.
I actually feel, too, this secondary is going to be key here in run support. The same way this last week their tackling and coming downhill was so critical in the underneath zone. How funny was it talking to O2, and you could kind of sense how even uncomfortable that style of defense made him.
Yeah.
No, he definitely wanted more out of the pass rush, so he's as disappointed as anybody in that. But you could tell he did not like either how it felt to allow a ball to be dumped off with like 8 yards of space and then have to close that out. But it worked, right? Again, that's the point, man. I like it, but you got to stay disciplined. You got to do it. Another interesting tidbit we didn't talk about is LSU running attack starting to discover what they're good at. And I like what Coach O said there. He highlighted, look, we need more gap scheme runs. So like your counter runs, that's by far what they've been most successful on. So more gap scheme runs in there. And then more RPOs, which are starting to hit. Whether against Central Michigan, it was a couple of first downs to Besh. Obviously, the touchdown to Keyshawn Butte this last game. So, again, they're starting to understand what they're good at, what they're not good at, and how to employ it.
Going back real quick to the Auburn rushing attack, because I'm with you there, like this game plan, and I thought at some point they're going to be like, look, all right, this is enough. They're trying to run the football. We got to change. And they did. They made the adjustment to go from fives to 4 eyes.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Well, I guess that's not really worth explaining to people. But instead of lining up on the edge, they were lining up head up, which so you can monitor your two gaps better. So you can play run defense better. But
it's not an aggressive style.
Yes, it's more read, and it's very hard to rush through someone's center, right? Like through center mass. You got to get on the edge if you're trying to get to the quarterback.
So the game plan is going to be completely different. We know that, and last week was last week. You might not run that again until you play Mississippi State next week, or maybe you run a version of it against Ole Miss. Although Ole Miss can run the football so well, I doubt you see much of that. But Auburn didn't have a lot of success running the football last week against Georgia State. Tank Bigsby had 18 carries for only 60 yards, so 3 yards a carry. He only had a long of 12.
Very interested to watch that film. I wonder if Georgia State was just packing the box and Darren Bonix to beat him.
So I've gotten through, I'd say 40% of it. A lot of run blitzes.
Okay.
A lot of run blitzes from Georgia State. Hunter had more success. He had 10 for 62. He had a long of 27. Interesting that he was in there also at the end of the game. One of his big runs, his second biggest run of the day, was coming out. They were backed up on their own 2-yard line. He runs one, breaks a 20-yard run off of a play where they had a run blitz, had him in the backfield, and he's able to get away and then get to the edge. So the Auburn rushing attack, yes, they've got the Jimmies and Joes in the backfield, but they don't in front of them. And as we know, like if you don't have it in front, your guys can only create so much. So again, going back to what we talked about an hour ago, expect LSU to be more aggressive in their run blitzes. It's not something they have done. In fact, they're near the bottom of the country as far as blitzing, bringing more than 4. I would expect that to go up this week.
I mean, look, last week they did something that they have not done because it is what it was proven to be the best case to combat what they were going to see. It would feel like whatever Georgia State did to hold Tank Bigsby to 60 yards on 20 carries is something that you would want to emulate. All right, coming up next here on OTB, let's answer all of life's most pressing questions. We do it every week. You get in the chat, you do hashtag OTB mailbag, and you can ask us anything, and we'll answer it. Next, here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Join me in the All-Star family, the family that I joined not once but twice because it was so nice. Look, you go into All-Star, whether you're looking to buy a new vehicle, new 2021, they got great deals. Check them out on the website right there, kind of start your journey. You want to buy a Toyota certified used vehicle or you get things like warranty coverage. What if you want to rent? Okay, they're actually cheaper than your traditional rental company. So you got a little fall-time Disney trip planned or something? Rent from All-Star Toyota. They got your back. Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com today.
Yeah, those rentals are a fantastic deal. We tell you all the time because it is true. You'll see that on All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com right there on the homepage. And also, it's not just if you need something larger for more like sports equipment for a weekend tournament or whatever, or a truck for hauling. They have that. But hey, don't forget about sedan. Maybe you're going to the Gulf Coast and maybe you got a little getaway. I don't know that world. You might. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from eTel Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Auctioner Health.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get back.
It's week 5 in the prep football season. We get you started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview. Catholic High and Lafayette Christian kick off at 7, immediately followed by a full 2 hours of the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, CST, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
"2021 has come with its fair share of challenges, but 104.5 ESPN Radio Baton Rouge and Citizens Bank and Trust want to make things a little easier on your budget by making your groceries for an entire year a $4,800 value. And even if you don't win the grand prize, we're awarding second chance prizes of $150 gift cards to High Neighbor Supermarkets. It's the free groceries for a year sweepstakes powered by Citizens Bank and Trust, High Neighbor, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Register now at 104.5ESPN.com.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Get that out of there.
That mic mute didn't work too well right there. Sorry about that, y'all.
I mean, did you just go outside and smoke some cowboy killers?
Ding, 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 ding. No, it's actually been a few weeks for your boy where I haven't even had any Saturday night treats even. Well, I guess actually that's not true because I've been smoking a fat cigar every Saturday.
Yeah.
So I guess that's just been replacing it. Welcome back, OTB. Danny and Mario in a fight.
Big
fight. They're at each other's throats. We're having to separate them in between breaks. Danny's constant bullying has finally worn Mario down.
I don't think it's Danny. I mean,
wow. Okay, so I'm taking Mario's side. And like parents, we are now on two opposite sides of the docket here. I'm taking Mario's side. Jake is siding with Danny. Look forward to the OTB exclusive tag team content. We're going to take this thing to the ring. Mario, how you feeling? You okay? You need me to put Danny in his place over there?
I'm good. Maybe a little bit. I'm growing a little tired of Danny making fun of all my mannerisms, how I turn down the slider, how I clap, how I laugh.
I mean, come on, dude. Let this man live, Danny. I mean, let this man live, dude. I know you're upset because you're not on the Spanish broadcast, but it's okay.
Whoa.
It's okay.
We're just saying random stuff now.
Oh.
I think you struck a chord,
Hey,
man.
also, Mario, you got to be coachable.
Oh, wow. No, my guy is plenty coachable.
You gotta be
my guy
coachable.
is plenty coachable. Danny doesn't get to coach him, though.
Well, I've given Mario so many dating tips and like not grateful, nothing.
Well, okay. But to be fair,
I would be horrible at giving anyone in here dating tips.
yeah, exactly.
By the way.
Mario's coming from a similar situation to me and Jake. You could have a long-term relationship. Like, yeah, sorry that sometimes you just you know it's helpful to have a resource of somebody who's been out here on the prowl. Okay. Going to hang out with Rhonda and the kids and everything, Danny. Okay,
we hadn't asked about Rhonda in a long time.
I mean, yeah. So now what? You're just gonna bail on your boy? You're not gonna help your boy? I don't think that makes a lot of sense either.
We weren't even fighting, so I don't even know what we're talking about.
Horrible fighting going on. We'll try to work it out here on the show.
Don't love it.
Clean
it up.
Right now, though, it is time for a little OTB mailbag.
Special delivery. I
have this special delivery for off the bench? And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
All right, it's time for a little OTB mailbag. A hashtag OTB mailbag on boys asking, linebacker play will be key to stopping Auburn's rushing attack. Thoughts?
Yes, it will be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess
so. In
kind of
this last game, we saw a big, heavy rotation.
Yeah.
You saw Mike Jones, Bug Strong rotate with Baskerville and Damone Clark there.
Critical points.
I would assume that was more to do with the scheme that you were playing. Now, that's not to say that a guy like Bug Strong will get maybe more run in a game like this because of what his strengths are. Stopping the run, being physical at the point. So I would expect to see maybe not all four in a heavy rotation, but I would expect some sort of rotation and not just Baskerville and Clark in there.
Yeah, definitely rotation. Look, I know Baskerville's going to be aggressive. And Damone Clark, SEC Defensive Player of the Week, he has played well this year. The one thing I want to see out of Damone a little bit more this game, again, is just when a guy climbs to that second level, which, look, last game was tough too because, as O said, they were choosing a single block the nose and just climb unfettered to the second level. So that's hard on a linebacker. But I just, the last thing I want to see out of Baskerville, Jake, out of Clark, and then I'll get fully on board, I want to see him, when Lyman comes to him, I want to see him deliver the blow.
Right.
You always hated blocking those guys, the guys that would not just like they would hit you, but then their arms were immediately on you and extended. So, yeah, if you do that, then it's going to be real tough to run in this group.
Again, you go back and you look at the numbers, you take what Georgia State did against them. Georgia State did a pretty nice job, especially when you start talking about the magnitude of how much more talent Auburn has than Georgia State, right? Okay, yeah. They played aggressive. Like, go back and I'm watching the tape. This Georgia State team got after them. On the defensive line, they got after them, and the linebackers, when they did have a run blitz, it wasn't like to go in there and search and look around. It was to go in there with a purpose.
You could be a heat-seeking missile.
That's what it was. And so I'll clip some of that up, and we'll put it out there on Twitter today.
And make tackles. They got you in trouble at UCLA, right? No broken tackles. Hashtag OTB mailbag. How come videos that make you laugh are never as funny when you show them to someone else? It's the worst. It's the worst. You're like, just wait for this one part. Just this part right here. And they're like, you know when you know you're in trouble, you're showing somebody a video and they click the screen to see how much time is left.
Oh,
yeah, that's
a good one, T.
You might as well move on. You might as well move on. It's done at that point. It ain't happening.
Or, is it worse to show them a video, like a minute and a half video, and that happen, or just show them a meme and then just their face never changes?
I mean,
it's pretty bad.
I find the video to be worse because meme thing, if it's a miss, it's a miss, right? It's whatever. Like the video thing, you're kind of waiting, and then you're like, never mind, just give me back the phone. This isn't working. Whatever, this isn't working.
Yeah, if the video is longer than 30 seconds, I fear that, and probably just don't show them the video.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is the play here. You got to let people arrive at this funny stuff at their own time.
I always fake laugh if I don't find something funny.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
Oh, I'm a big fake laugher too. It's just called a courtesy laugh.
Well, no, I know you're fake laugh.
It's a courtesy laugh, though. That's what I'm saying. What, you want me to be the a-hole that's not going to throw my guy a chuck or two?
No, but I know you're fake laugh, and so when I get it, I'm like, man, that wasn't funny.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
he didn't
still,
like that.
Well, it's also one of those things where I'm a firm believer that sometimes you can find, look, laughing's a weird chemistry, right? You can find something funny sometimes and you won't laugh. True? Have you ever experienced that? Where you found something funny, but you just don't laugh for whatever reason. Maybe you're just not in the mood. I don't know. I experience that quite a bit. And so I find that a forced laugh is not necessarily fake at that point. It's just a better representation of how I'm feeling on the inside. I just might not be in a laughing mood.
Okay.
Has Paul Pollard, hashtag OTB mailbag. Any word of the eligibility of the two running backs?
I have not heard anything. Obviously, Emory's still not gotten the waiver approved that he's, searched for. And even though it sounded like they had a good case, that's obviously not played out yet because he's been practicing like he's ready to go. So it's not like one of those things where he hasn't been practicing. He's got to get in shape.
We keep hearing that there's supposed to be like an answer. Like yesterday. Because it was like Friday. Oh, they should reach this today. Yesterday. Oh, they should reach this today. So, yeah, I don't know.
And then Trey Bradford, no, I think they expected him to be eligible by now. with that being said, very talented running backs. Certainly John Emery, someone that you'd like to see. But the running backs aren't the problem right now.
Yeah, no.
It's not the guys running the football right now.
Yeah,
and we saw some more things to try to play to the strength of this offensive line, right? And Coach O mentioned more gap schemes. Hopefully that is a cure for success. You're never going to be a top 30 rushing team. That's not what you are right now.
Yeah.
But you do have the quarterback who has the second most touchdowns through the air this year. And I know it's uncharted water. I know it's scary. I know it's like hanging off a cliff, but that might just be who you are this year.
Yeah.
You're a team that throws it 70% of the time.
A little Mississippi State-like, which isn't great, as you see, but, it's not the worst thing. It's better than being bad at both. Leighton Larry, #OTB mailbag. How much of an impact will Auburn having a new wide receiver coach be?
I think it's going to have an impact as far as something that you can turn into a positive. You probably bump up an analyst to go in that role and someone who's been around them already. It's very interesting that they decided to do that. And if it is for on-the-field performance, that's a bad look for Harsin to get rid of a guy after 4 weeks. That's tough. In his first year there, and someone who has a pretty good name in that state, played at Troy, has been at North Alabama, has been at Troy, has been at Auburn, been at all these places, and you let him go after 4 games. Hey, what's the rule? What's the rules on? Hey, man, Cornelius. Hey, you want to come to LSU and be an analyst for a week?
Well, I mean, if you don't do it, Alabama's going to do it. I mean, so you might as well act now.
How much is it going to take for you to come? We just need you for a week. You need to be an analyst for a week.
#OTB mailbag from Bilbo Baggins. What movie do you wish had a sequel? What movie do you wish had a sequel? It's kind of tough.
Monsters Inc. had a prequel, not a sequel.
Oh.
And I kind of want to see the sequel. Because he walks in the room, Boo supposedly sees him, but we never know.
Well, you will be very happy to know that on Disney Plus now there's a new Monsters Inc. TV show that doesn't deal with the immediate aftermath of the reveal that it is laughter in children versus fear that really creates energy for the monsters.
Okay, cool. Got to check it out.
So you have that.
All right. I'll leave now.
No, look, I mean, I don't expect you to be learned on the nooks and crannies of Disney Plus in the same way that I am. I'm an explorer. I've got my headlamp on. I've been down in that basement for a long time looking around. Did T-Bow download New World this morning? No, I did not. I don't have a PC to play.
No, you didn't answer the question about a sequel.
Which one?
You just Danny.
My bad.
You go to one person?
No, what do y'all got? I'm panicking. I can't come up with anything.
Oh, that's why.
Everything that I have already has a sequel.
A lot. It's hard to find a movie that doesn't have one.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Danny, do you have one?
Wait, so you just brought it up. What do you got, Danny?
For some reason, like this movie came straight to mind. Shutter Island. Ooh. I don't know, the way it ended, wanted me wanting more from that movie. So I don't know why.
I mean, I feel you on wanting the answers. I don't know if I saw Shutter Island 2.
Leonardo's a great actor.
So I'm going. Yeah, it's a great movie. I'm going funny because typically if you have a funny sequel, you're not expecting it to be something that's IMDb top 10 movies of all time. You're just trying to laugh.
Yeah.
So Old School 2.
Okay.
Give me Old School 2.
Let me think about where everybody ended in Old School 1. Okay. Yeah, dude, you could. Look, Hollywood loves to recycle things. Now, with all those guys being older, a talented writer could come up with something hilarious. What has Frank the Tank been doing since he decided to move into the frat house permanently afterwards?
Is Luke Wilson happily married with children?
Yeah, that's actually...
Is Vince Vaughn's business thriving right now? Where's Jeremy Piven?
That's all really good.
Where's Cheese?
And it feels like it's been long enough where all those guys would probably be down to make that movie, and the studio would be down to make it because it's going to print money.
Yes.
Take advantage of Will Ferrell while he's still young and good to go, or youngish. Man, that's a good answer. All right, something's gonna pop into my head. I'm gonna get a good one. I'm gonna get a good one eventually, sometime in the show, and I'll spit it out.
There you go.
#OTB mailbag. Why did Peyton switch from the visor to a cap? Yeah, that's a good question. Is Sean Payton rocking the hat now instead of a visor?
Yeah,
right, Danny?
it's weird. Yeah,
Is the lettuce starting to
He
separate?
was wearing
in the
glasses
crowd?
at one point.
Maybe?
Like everybody was like, "Why is he wearing glasses?"
Wait, is he getting thin up top?
I don't know. That was
Do we know?
speculation.
Uh-oh. Somebody, we need to get in touch with Amy Just. She's on top of everything with the Saints. She probably would know. Her or Luke Johnson, I'm guessing. Has to go to be mailbag. Cody Hester asking, is it acceptable to wear a jersey of a team to a game who isn't playing in that game? I'm going to say yes. I wore a Peyton Manning jersey to a Rams-Titans Super Bowl.
Oh, to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Oh, that's a power move.
Colts Peyton Manning.
Okay.
And I ended up on television celebrating with all the Rams fans around me when Isaac Bruce scoring the go-ahead touchdown. So I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes as well. I think it's an excellent troll job. And listen to my brother. This is, gosh, just forever ago. Like, I was on my first visit, and it was at Texas A&M. They were playing Nebraska, and he, had just gone to Texas football camp, Mac Brown football camp, and so he had gotten like this orange jacket, orange Texas jacket. And on my visit to Texas A&M, my brother wore a burnt orange Texas starter jacket.
Oh, wait. Where was this?
At Cal Field in College Station.
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's pretty disrespectful. I mean, that's pretty bad, dude.
And like took pictures like with 12th man in the background with his Texas jacket on.
Oh, man. How mad were the coaches?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't care. I wasn't going A&M, but
I would have been furious if I was an A&M player or coach. I've been like, who is this dude?
And that's like so not my older brother's personality, like at all.
I like that. I like when a fan does it because that is someone who just loves football. They're actively telling you, I don't really have a rooting interest in either team. I just had nothing to do today. I really wanted to come watch a football game, but I want you to know where my heart truly lies. I kind of respect that.
One of the things that's great about playing in the international game over in London, one, you get to play in Wembley, and if you don't know what Wembley means to soccer fans, it is like it's the Mecca. It's the biggest stadium where championships are played. But I think you'll appreciate it if you watch Ted Lasso now and you kind of understand that. So already being in that building, but everyone in that crowd had a different jersey on of a different team, and they were just cheering. They didn't care. They didn't care who scored, who made a tackle. They were just cheering. And T-Bob, at the opening kickoff, there was so many camera flashes, and it felt like the Super Bowl. I mean, it was the most amazing scene because, again, they didn't know what they were cheering for.
Yeah.
They didn't care what team was doing well. They were just cheering in their different jersey.
There's something very sincere about that I can support. It looks like potentially just a bit of a haircut issue as to maybe why Coach Payton decided to rock the hat instead of the visor. We've all been there before.
Ooh.
I shaved my face. I shaved my face too short one time, and I didn't leave the house for 2 weeks. That was back in 2013. So you'll be lucky to see me again like that. Like I was
shocked it took you 2 weeks to grow.
Well, to maybe get it back to where I really wanted to. But yeah, so I think we can all appreciate that. All right, when we get back here on OTB, I want to talk about this. The craziest things that happened in the NFL this last weekend, because there's a lot. And, hey, the Bush League Bolts making a lot of appearances on this list. So we'll break it down next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
DonaldsonGlassandBody.com. Am I allowed to call them Bush League Bolts?
Oh, yeah. You can.
You know who's not Bush League? Donaldson Glass and Body. They're the absolute best. They are A+ league, S league, top league. The point is, they are your one-stop vehicular shop. Tires, wheels, brakes, glass, collision repair, paint, rims, anything and everything. Donaldsonville Glass and Body are the best, okay? And they've been the best for 40 years because they're not trying to out here take advantage of your car ignorance. They're not trying to maximize profit. They just want to make sure you're back on the road and you're satisfied because a satisfied customer is a repeat customer. Best body shop in the state, Jake. Donaldson Glass and Body.
They are the best body shop. They're the best at giving you an oil change. They're the best at replacing your windshield. They're the best at everything, and they do everything. It's one of the great parts about Donaldsonville Glass and Body. You can really have a one-stop shop across the street. Go get that oil change, and you're going to get the best customer service. Same thing with the body shop, right? They don't just treat you nice when you have the big body projects. They do it down to the oil changes. Check them out, dgbauto.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Rafino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Hunt and Hill. Barrett Salee from CBS Sports will jump aboard to talk all things SEC football. And we're getting you ready for LSU and Auburn. Hunt and Hill, noon to 2 weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
As it goes, seemingly once a week in the chat, a Christopher Nolan debate breaks out. So that is going on right now. If you like Christopher Nolan, feel free to hop in.
If you don't,
give your opinion.
Check your heart.
The greatest director of all time.
I mean, I can't go there with you, Danny. See, this is the problem. I can't
Oh
go
my
there
God.
with you.
He's definitely top three.
Danny the Fanny Boy.
He's definitely top three. See, Hester agrees with me.
Yeah.
Danny the Fanny Boy strikes again.
Who do you have as the top? I mean,
as the top 3 directors of all time?
No, you don't have to go top 3. Just first one that pops into your brain.
I'd have to think.
Steven Spielberg,
right.
You go Martin Scorsese.
I mean, okay, already, yes, you named 2 that I would, whatever. They have a full career body of work from which to pull. So Nolan's on the Spielberg and Scorsese path, absolutely. But like in contemporary directors, I would take Taika Waititi over him. That's just me. Even though Nolan is more accomplished than Waititi, I'm not arguing that. But I think Taika Waititi's on a path to
I think
maybe a bit better.
But I feel like that's just because your taste.
Very much so.
Yeah,
very much. It's the same reason.
I feel like
why
the majority of like cinema people like would probably put
I think you're
Nolan
correct.
over him.
Yeah, I think you're correct there, Danny. It's also why I finally found my answer to the sequel conversation. It's a very boring one because, of course, it's just something Star Wars related. Because I have a very uncreative and broken brain. But I want Solo too. I think Solo was super underrated. It's a fun heist movie, Western vibes, good characters, good setup for the future with the post-credit scene, and we're just never going to get Solo 2.
Ridley Scott, that's pretty.
Ridley Scott's had some bangers.
Got some definite hits.
Had some bangers.
That was a good one from William.
There we go. That would be my greatest director of all time. I don't know why they didn't pop it in my head immediately.
I love Tarantino. I'd put him number 2 behind Nolan.
Tarantino, what separates me, though, to Tarantino is the writing. And that is all him. Like, he's the one legitimately writing all of the movie and then going and filming it and directing it. And yeah, so
Nolan's writing movies, too.
No, he writes them. Yeah. He writes them, too. But isn't Tarantino, like, infamous for being incredibly insular in his process?
Yes. Yeah.
I know he's talked about it in, like, his Oscar speeches where he's like, I mean, I don't know. Like, who am I going to thank? I'm the one that wrote it and made it. Like, he's kind of he's quirky, for sure. All right, craziest things to happen in the NFL this last week. How about this, Jake? Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes lost on the same day for the first time ever. First time that we've ever seen that. They've never, maybe it's just, no, it's not just regular season. Yeah, so the first time you've ever seen Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes end up with an L.
Who beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs?
The Bush League Bolts.
Okay, just
as we'll talk about, we're going to talk about Brandon Staley in a second, but how about this? As you wake up today on Tuesday, September 28th, the Chiefs last place in the AFC West.
Yeah, take that, Hudson.
Hudson
Hester.
Derek Carr is legitimately a top 2 MVP candidate right now. Herbert's been fantastic. Chiefs are 1-2. The first time in Mahomes' career they've had a losing record. The first time the Kansas City Chiefs have been under 500 since Week 11 of 2015. So they've been on quite the run here. But yes, the reason why? Because of Brandon Staley and those Bush League Bolts, dude. How about Brandon Staley, the head coach? And you probably don't even know who Brandon Staley is when I mention that name.
39 years old, 38 years old, I think, actually. 38,
year old coach of the Chargers. He was the DC for the Rams last year. Bro, 5 years ago, follow your dreams, people. 5 years ago, Brandon Staley was the DC at Division III John Carroll University. Half a decade ago. Look at him. I mean, he looks like the DC at a Division III John Carroll University. And now this man is the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. And even more so, Jake, he had one of the ballsiest calls you've ever seen the other day.
Because you have to. You have to have that call against the Chiefs.
Well, explain it so people know what the situation that I'm talking about. Like, what was the situation when he did it?
I mean, because you're going for it on fourth down when you can try to give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes and you can try to do different things, but no, you have to go for it in that situation. You have to be aggressive, and it was towards midfield.
It was around. I think it would have been a 52-yard field goal. What were you down? 1 maybe, and it was 4th and 4, and he had the field goal team out there. I think he called timeout, and he was like, what am I doing? I'm not going to give the ball back to Mahomes. We got to score. I'd rather trust Herbert. So then they go for it for the 4th and 4, false start, get pushed back to 4th and 9, still go for it. Rewarded. That is winning football. He would have been criticized had it not worked out. That is winning football. And it ends up with a touchdown, and it's too much for a Mahomes company to overcome.
I think he would have been ridiculed, but not as much considering the opponent. You can't do that. We saw it in the Green Bay San Francisco game. When you've got that other guy on the sideline, and that other guy's Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes is certainly in that category, you have to go for it. You have to be the aggressor, not the counterpuncher, because you cannot counterpuncher them. They just don't allow it because they're going to knock you out eventually. He said, you're not going to do that. We've been in this situation just a year ago at our place, Justin Herbert's first start, where we were up on you. We let you come back. We weren't aggressive. And you kicked a game-winning 58-yard field goal with time expiring. That's not happening this time.
Yeah.
So you're going to see more teams do this. I think you have to be smart when that other guy is across the sideline. You have to bleed as much clock as you can. You got to trust in your guys. You have to go for it on 4th and 9. And by the way, Chargers, You know I love you. Can you please get set? Just get set.
Oh, okay.
Just get set. That's 2
penalty.
weeks in a row. You beat the Cowboys if you don't have illegal shift. You almost cost yourself this game twice because of illegal shift. Hey, just get set. Just get set. It's easy. Jared Cook, you're one of them. And I can say a lot of things about Jared Cook because he's still doing Jared Cook things. Just get set.
Yeah, the full Jared Cook experience here. You're getting it right now. Yeah, so Staley, too, what I loved is after the game, he was talking about, look, the Chiefs are kind of like the Warriors. They're bunch scorers. And so a touchdown takes on so much more value than does a field goal. And look, make guys like, if you can, ideally, make guys like Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes have to go score a touchdown, not just get you into field goal range, because they will get into field goal range. I mean, we've seen it too many times.
They got one of the better long-distance kickers in the NFL as well.
Yeah, so huge shout-out to Staley, the Bolts, beating the Chiefs. I got a question here. Did y'all see Sean McVay this weekend? Okay, well, little food for thought as we go into the break. Was he going way too ham this weekend? Considering you got Tom Brady, I took that personally, Michael Jordan type of attitude. Did Sean McVay just basically sign his own death order? We'll break it down next here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to GoTro'sOutdoorPower.com, GoTro'sOutdoorPower.com. Shane Gotro and the Gotro family been at it for, I think, 18 years now. Y'all got a location at Gonzales here in Baton Rouge. Any Hustler equipment that you need, you want some of those zero-turn mowers, whatever the case may be, you want to buy from Gotros. Why? Because you'll get pick-up and drop-off delivery service. You'll have access to the full service department, full parts department. So if anything breaks down, you just go to Gotros. They got your back, man. You're not going to find that anywhere else. GoTro'sOutdoorPower.com.
They are the #1 Hustler dealer in the state of Louisiana. So make the drive to Gotros Outdoor Power, 2 locations locally, Gonzales and in Baton Rouge, to find out why, because they're going to have a great selection. Also, that Hustler ZTR, your yard can be mowed with that, starting at $26.99, under $100 a month with 0% interest. Great deals over at Gotros. That's why they make it easy.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys. Coming up on a Tuesday edition of Early Line, we recap Monday Night Football and start looking ahead to this weekend's action. And Rafael Esparza of MyBookie.com joins the show from Las Vegas. Early Line, 2 to 3 p.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Great job, Mario. Very proud of you. Not you, Danny. Welcome back to OTB. Okay, so the question we asked going into break. Did Sean McVay go way too ham in the win over Tampa? I feel like he did. If you saw Brady's post-game interview, the psychopath eyes were fully out. It is definitely the Jordan. I took that personally. I mean, this man McVay looked like he was about to blow a gasket off of a Tampa Bay missed field goal. He was celebrating like it was a touchdown. I think McVay signed his own death warrant, dude.
Yeah, you don't do that to Tom Brady because he's going to remember it.
Yeah.
He is going to have that drive him, knowing how psychotic he is, and I mean that it's the biggest compliment that I can give. He's going to have a picture that, hell, he's Tom Brady. He might have a video looping that in his locker.
Yeah.
You'll see them again.
Exactly. That's the problem. You know you're going to run into them again, and Brady's just logged all of this that you.
And that's okay. Look, I am not going to get on someone for being passionate and celebrating. That's a big win for the LA Rams, and they have really put themselves in a nice little driver's seat here early in the season. But if I'm not going to do it in front of one person, it's TB12.
Yeah, I mean, look, exactly, right, exactly. And if you're on the Rams, you're like, hell yeah, I love it. And if you're McVay, you're like, yeah, do what? I want to win. Like, I'm not scared of Brady. I know you're not. But outside looking in, we can maybe recognize that you should be. We'll see. I mean, look, maybe not, though, because Matt Stafford's been a huge upgrade. How about through 3 games? They're 3-0. Matt Stafford is completing 70% of his passes, 9 tuds, 1 pick. He's got a 129 passer rating. Pretty good upgrade for the Los Angeles Rams.
Imagine the jolt of energy that when his phone rang and his agent said, Matthew, you've been traded.
I did it, man.
Not only have you been traded from
I got you, dude.
Detroit, you get to go to La La Land and a team that's already set up for success.
Yeah.
You're the missing piece. Like, imagine the jolt of energy that he had. Wait a minute. I'm out of Detroit.
Yeah.
And I get to go to the Rams?
Yeah, and just look at how
I got
happy
Andrew Whitworth protecting me.
I mean, and just look at how happy McVay had to be too.
Oh,
right. I mean, going from golf to Stafford. So we'll see. We'll see with those boys. Still got more fun NFL facts coming at 9. Though we're gonna kick it off with Nick Underwood of New Orleans Stuff Football. By the way, Danny, in the director hierarchy, Villanueva. I mean, he's right there on that path, and Dune looks like a banger. Okay, hour 3 coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Ochsner.org today. Ochsner.org is the play. If you want to get bigger, stronger, faster, why don't you check out a little Ochsner Performance Training. Sneaky good deal here in Baton Rouge and New Orleans. If you're at the Grove, here in Baton Rouge, over there in New Orleans, you go in there for Ochsner Performance Training. You will get the same speed improvement drills, strength improvement exercise, the exact same that major colleges and the pros use, right? That's why everybody at every single level trusts Ochsner. In fact, you might see major college players and pro players in there while you're in there. And there's a reason why the Saints and Pelicans trust Ochsner, while the LHSAA is now partnered with Ochsner as well. And that is because when it comes to all of your orthopedic needs, there is just quite simply no one better, okay? They combine the best facilities with the best doctors, the best nurses, the best physical therapists, the best of everything to make sure that you get the best treatment. So again, any orthopedic needs, you already know the answer. It's Ochsner. Go to ochsner.org today.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Ochsner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Ochsner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Ochsner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning, everybody. It's 9 a.m. on Tuesday, September 28th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 81. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, including our interview with Ed Ogeron, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up on OTB, OT, Nick Underhill of New Orleans.Football joins the show up next to talk Saints. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN or by subscribing to our YouTube for new content every day. You can also check us out on CST. OTB, OT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. Starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo. Weekly New Orleans Saints updates with Nick Underhill on OTB are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrette.
Welcome in. Hour number 3 right now. It is my pleasure to be joined every Tuesday in hour 3. We're joined by this man, one of my favorite in the biz. That is Mr. Nick Underhill. Nick_Underhill. NewOrleans.football is the site. Nobody is as locked into the Saints as is Nick. New Orleans on Football's always got incredible articles. There's over 2,000 words right now on Nick's film review, which came out just 12 hours ago. There's podcast members can listen to about where the Saints need to get better. There's the immediate reaction. I mean, it's just top notch all around. And remember, when you support New Orleans on Football, you support the creator directly. No corporate overlords. All of that goes into Nick and making the site better, and so you have a more enjoyable experience. Nick, what's up, dude? What's going on, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing very well. Okay, million places we could start. A ton of questions to get to. But what was your main bottom line takeaway from what you witnessed on Sunday in Saints Patriots?
I think it's two-pronged. I mean, I think number one, the defense is proving that it's certainly an elite unit, and I think that they're just going to keep getting better. When you get David Onyemata back, Marcus Davenport back, I think that front's going to be really fearsome, and you see a lot of good things happening. The rookie class is impacting the defense really well. I thought Pete Werner covered well in this game. He didn't get a lot of targets, a lot of action, which, is a good thing. He was out there in coverage. They had him manned up. One play on Jacoby Myers. He covered him on a little out route out of the slot. And Paulson Adebo is shown as much as you could possibly hope for from a third-round cornerback. His ability to bounce back and just kind of stay locked in and keep Bradley Roby on the bench after they traded for him is a substantial development and really how you want that situation to go. The second thing, I think the offense has a lot of work to do. It's a little bit scary on that side of the ball. I'm not sure they have a skill position player. If you for some reason everybody became available today, I'm not sure they have one single player that would get signed for more than a minimum salary. And some of them wouldn't even be on teams. Deontay Harris, is the one who would get a little bit more, but I think that's for some of the stuff he does beyond the receiving aspect. But I don't think they have a single player. And you kind of see that in the approach, and it makes it hard to play quarterback when things are going wrong and the scheme isn't getting everybody open. Where can you go with the ball? They don't have that one guy right now, and I think that hurts them a lot. But two, I think Jameis Winston simply has to be better. I mean, he's still making bad decisions. Week 2, things go wrong from the first time he faces adversity. You see some of those old Jameis habits. The touchdown pass this week, I thought that was a really bad decision to let that ball fly. If he let it go a second earlier, he had the whole field to the post. Like, it would have been a very easy touchdown. But when you're throwing the ball, when you're perpendicular with the ground, and your back's falling backwards, and you're throwing it up, and your receiver has to fade backwards to catch it, that's not a good decision. And I mean, you can get away with that if you're Patrick Mahomes and not get criticism because you do a million other great things. When you're throwing for 150 yards a game and you're doing that, I mean, there's just not the leeway when you're him. So that's something that I think, has to change and get better. When everybody gets back, I think Jameis will be a little bit better. But this decision-making process is still ongoing. And I think there's an element of him tightening up in the second half of the game. There were 2 or 3 plays. If you go back and watch them, I mean, there's guys open and he's looking at them, and it's like he's hesitant to throw the ball, and then I think he's afraid to make a mistake. So there just needs to become this level of balance and comfort that I think they're still seeking. I think it's still possible to find it, but these last 2 games, I think you see things that you don't want to see from a guy that's talked so much about improving his decision-making.
Yeah, Peyton was about the least happy I've ever seen a coach after a touchdown pass in a big game like that when Winston came to the sideline. It was like, come on, bro. What are we doing? Almost sort of face. How about this idea, Nick? So you mentioned the skill weapons, and obviously outside of Kamara, like you said, it is bleak. But is the return of Mike Thomas enough to change all of that? I know it's only one player, but like the combination of then Thomas and how he plays off of Kamara, and then now Harris's ability to maybe stretch the field. Like, is Thomas enough to bring this group to where it needs to be?
I think, Thomas and Traquan Smith, I think both of them, you get them back, and it does make a big difference because Mike's now your number one guy. He can get open against good. When the coverage is going his way, he's proven that. Traquan Smith can make plays over the middle, and that's not really something that we've seen from anybody on this team at this point. I mean, Callaway had a catch on a crossing route, and then he gets pushed out of bounds, one hand, trying to fight for the first down. I mean, Traquan Smith, I think, makes those kind of plays. So these guys that are getting, top coverage, having the attention paid to them, now that they're your third, fourth, fifth thought. And I think that Callaway will look a lot better when he's a third option on the offense. And it's just going to help open things up a lot. And like I said, I mean, everything is so scheme dependent right now. And if the scheme doesn't get these guys open, they just aren't getting open on their own. And I don't know that that's the primary issue with the offense, but there are plays where, things just don't go right. You got to have somewhere to go with the ball. And I just don't know that option exists right now. And that is Mike Thomas. That's why they paid him. And they need to get him back on the field. Now, I think it'll happen probably as soon as the limitations up on the PUP list. Before he hit the COVID-19 list, he was running well. He was doing speed drills, running the ladder. That the ankle was moving well, and I can't imagine that having to be away from the team for 10 days has really changed the outlook on his return. So that should happen sooner than later. And when Traquan hit, I was told it would take about a month. I mean, we're coming up on that point, maybe one more week. We'll see tomorrow if he's ahead of schedule and he's starting to work. So I think he's going to be back soon too. So the reserves are coming, but it's just tough right now. I mean, you look at them on offense, and it's just really hard to see what the identity is. The interior offensive line is kind of undermining some of those efforts. They're running and succeeding, and that aspect of the offense, despite Cesar Ruiz having a really hard time. Throckmorton, you can tell he's new to the group. He's having trouble settling in. So it's just everything on offense is kind of like scattershot right now, and they got to find a way to level it out and just get to a point where they can be the complementary piece and not be an anchor to the defense. And they've really towed that line to this point. Week 2, I felt like they were an anchor. But if they can just get to a point where, it's not holding it back, and then maybe you get a little bit better once Mike and Traquan and everybody settles in, I mean, there's a path for this team to still be a very good team. And I think with this defense, they're winning 10 games regardless. But, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that has to get better.
All right, Nick, I hate myself for even asking this question because I'm not trying to create like Taysom Hill coming in and playing quarterback, but we did see him in the 4-minute offense this week with the offense struggling, with me agreeing, I think T agrees as well. There's not a skilled player that really worries you on the other side of the ball if you're trying to game plan the Saints. Can we see maybe something else with Taysom? Can that create a spark? I mean, what can you do right now with the current guys that you have to try to create something on that side of the football?
So I don't think it's time to make like a change, so to speak. I don't think that you take Jameis out and you roll forward with Taysom. But I could see a definite argument for doing more Taysom stuff and finding a way to get more two-headed with that approach just to help you through some of these next few games. The one thing that I think sets up well for them is that they are playing New York and then they're playing Washington. I think those are both winnable games with what they got, and you could kind of use Taysom in that spark role, and then you get to the other side of that bye. And Seattle's a tough game, but at least you got some of your guys coming back by that point, and you're starting to settle in. So it's just really, for me, I think it's you just got to get through these next 2 games and kind of see where you're at. And yeah, I do think that there should be some more Taysom stuff, and it was the one thing when everything else was going wrong that did work for them. And I think there's probably a two-headed approach that would make some sense, and I think they got to start looking at that maybe a little bit harder, because a lot of the stuff they're doing, it's just not working, and you aren't getting that spark, and it's stagnant. And if he can give you that shot of life, it's something that I think you got to look at and try to figure out how to implement a little bit better.
Nick Underhill, New Orleans football, at Nick_Underhill on Twitter. Go follow him, sign up for the site. Trust me, it's so worth it, y'all. I'm a very long time, very happy subscriber. Real quick, Nick, status of Will Lutz?
So he's been doing a lot of rehab work, and we saw him before the practices in Dallas, and he was running around. He looked okay. I don't think it's something that's going to linger too long. I think he's pretty close. If he's not ready this week, I mean, man, I would start looking at other kickers because I don't know how you can go back with
No, you can't go to Rosas again. It just, that felt bad. On Sunday. I mean, it's actually this is kind of craziest part about it, right? And Nick, maybe how do you square this? It's like here you have a game where you're on the road against a really good New England franchise. You missed 2 field goals, including a chip shot. Your offense really wasn't particularly good at all. And you win that game 28-13. What does that tell you about this Saints team?
Yeah, I mean they're really good in all the other phases of the game. And the thing is early in that game they were playing to be conservative. They're running the ball on third down. They were just really trying to preserve points however they could. And then the kicker undermines that effort. They really could have ran away with this game. And you go back through it, and I'm telling you, in the second half, Jameis only attempted 6 passes, but there's 2 of them. If he had just let the ball go, there's at least 1 touchdown on the field, if not 2, on big plays. And he just, for some reason, became hesitant, whereas in the first half, I don't think you saw that same hesitancy. So I think he got a little bit tight after that touchdown, and he made the decision. He's like, all right, I'm not going to screw this up. Peyton just has preached all week about not turning the ball over. I'm just going to protect the ball and not do anything to screw up. And I think that kind of messed up how he went about his job. But yeah, the fact that they ran away with this game and the whole tone this week is negative and about what's wrong instead of them beating the team. I mean, that kind of tells you how good they were in the other phases. But look, I mean, we're in, it feels like a year and a half of just kind of waiting for an offense to wake up. Last year it didn't happen. You're back into it this year. It's been jarring to kind of see the Saints in this place where offense is hard, because for 15 years offense was so easy and it just flowed out of here. And now it's just, kind of like you're trying to make it pop, and it's just not popping. So, it does say a lot about the other phases, though. Special teams, outside of the kicker, they're playing great. The loss of Justin Hardy hasn't been an issue at all with how well Ty Montgomery's played.
Yep.
And the defense is, it looks like a top 5 unit, and they're missing multiple guys on the defensive line. So, I think there is a lot of stuff to feel great about. It's just they got to get confident on offense.
Hey, last one, Nick, because we've kind of seen this already a little bit this year, and I think it could be successful considering how well Tony Jones Jr. has played. Do you think more 20 personnel is a viable option for the Saints, because you like both those guys being on the field with Kamara and Jones, considering how well he's played so far? And your tight ends are struggling as well.
The tight ends definitely are struggling. That was one of my biggest takeaways from this is that they need to do more stuff with Tony Jones. I mean, he brings great pop. He runs well. His vision's outstanding, and he just didn't get a lot of carries in this game. And, I think you want to try to keep some of the mileage off of Alvin, too. It's working now, giving him 20, 25 carries a game. I don't know if that's something you want to do for 17 games and let him take that wear and tear when he's so important to what you do. And avoiding injuries has been kind of a thing for him up until last year. So, yeah, I would definitely go more 20. And as you said, the tight ends have been extremely disappointing. I mean, I think it's fair to say that Troutman is not doing anything that anybody hoped he would do.
No.
There's flashes from Juwan Johnson. He's just not there yet. And, yeah, I mean, I would definitely try to find a way to get more Tony Jones on the field. And it's almost like a cliche at this point with talking about the Saints and the backup running back. Everybody always wanted more Murray, and now it's on Tony Jones. But, I mean, it's real. I mean, he ran really well. And I think if you're going to be a running team, I think you need to get the other guy involved a little bit more for, multiple reasons.
At least Troutman's still run blocking well, at least, right? I mean, didn't he have a pretty good game on Sunday in that regard?
He did. Week 2, I thought his blocking was a little bit iffy. He missed a couple. But, yeah, I mean, this was a really good game for him, blocking, pass blocking. He definitely did his job. But, I mean, the receiving aspect just hasn't been there. And, I don't think that you trade up to draft a blocking tight end in the third round. Like, you need some passing game element from him. And it's just not quite there yet. And maybe it comes. I mean, maybe he's just kind of, getting lost within all this stuff going on. But, I mean, it's not like you're going through the film and seeing plays where he's popping open and he's getting missed. I do see some of that with Juwan Johnson. I think there's a couple catches, especially against Carolina. The second interception, he was wide open over the middle. And there was another play in the 2-minute where they just kind of missed him. But, you don't see those same things with Troutman. And maybe it's just opportunities, but I don't think that's the case right now. With how hard it is for them to get offense, I think if a guy was getting open, the ball would probably be finding them, and it's just not happening.
Well, Nick, we've already kept you so long, so I'll end with this. How did it feel? I don't know exactly how long you were gone from your home, but how do you think the team feels? How do you feel? How does everyone feel about being back in New Orleans finally?
Yeah, I think everybody's ecstatic. I did about 20 days in Dallas, and then I caught Corona and had to come home and dealt with that. Got the negative test today, so I'm clear to go. But, yeah, I mean, man, these players being back, you just see on social media that, look, 30 days is a long time.
Yeah.
And, they were driving 45 minutes every day to practice from Dallas to TCU. And it's just, I just think that it was time, and everybody is definitely glad to be back here. And, there's still a lot to get done here to get back to normal. And hopefully people outside of here don't forget about Louisiana, because I see what it's like here. And I know in other areas of the state that got hit a lot harder, there has to definitely be a ton of recovery just based on some of the stuff I'm seeing around here.
Yeah. Definitely continue to support LaRose cut off everywhere that needs help. Nick, thank you so much, man. Nick Underhill, New Orleans Football.
Yep. Have a good one, guys.
Again,
Nick.
follow him, Nick_Underhill. New Orleans Football really is just so fantastic of a site.
I know we're long, but I want to do a better job of explaining.
My fingers are very long. Thank you. I agree.
20 personnel. So that's 2 backs, 3 receivers, no tight ends. When you're struggling at the tight end position on third down, it's not the worst idea to run out 20 personnel, because when you look at Adam Troutman, he's still the guy that we know him to be in the run game. He's still blocking at a very high clip. In fact, he graded out at 82% in this last game. But when you look at his receiving grade, 38 in week 1, 50 in week 2, 50 in week 3.
Yeah.
So that's where he's really struggling. So 20 personnel, something that I think the Saints have. I know we've seen it already, so it's in. I'd like to see him implement it on third down, just switch it up, because I do think Jones deserves to be out there on the field. And if you've got 2 backs like that, you're talking about some mismatches, especially if it's like third and intermediate, 7 and less.
And he had some nice runs as well. Even though I thought he started really well, and they'd go back to more, and they didn't. But yeah, if anybody can execute that idea, Sean Payton can. Right? Like if anybody should be able to work in creative 20 personnel usage and create mismatches, Sean Payton should be able to. All right. That was Nick Underhill every single week, brought to you by Chris Perrette. Coming up next, let's get back to some of those crazy NFL numbers as we are closing the book on the football weekend that was, and tomorrow we'll start to look forward to the fucking football weekend that will be. Let's go to more off the bench next.
OTB, OT.
Go to AdvantaClean.com, AdvantaClean.com for all your fire damage, water damage, mold damage. You want AdvantaClean. 369-5228 is the number, 369-5228. One call to solve it all over there at AdvantaClean. That's what they say, Jake. So when you call them, they're open 24/7. Not only do they come out and fix the issue immediately, but they document, they deal with the insurance company for you. So, let's say you wake up, you get out of bed, you got wet socks. That's a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
Immediately pick up the phone, 369-5228, and your problems are solved.
Yeah, and they can solve your business's problems as well, or they can just already have a plan in place. That way you don't have problems. That way you don't have too many missed days, missed revenue. It's the last thing you want as a business owner. You want to have peace of mind knowing that you have someone that has a plan in place to be able to come out and fix whatever you've got going on. 369-5228 is the number. Check out a full list of services at AdvantaClean.com, AdvantaClean.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law offices of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at patientplusuc.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. We'll recap the college and NFL weekends with Sean Salisbury. We'll talk some Saints with Larry Holder. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
There's a lot of rumors that my tongue tripped into something last segment. I said...
Rumors is a Fleetwood Mac song, buddy. You said it.
No, I said funky. Funking. Okay? That's what accidentally happened there. Okay? Wow, that was even so scary to even say those 2 words on air just now. Like, that's terrifying. I don't think I ever want to do that again.
Don't do that.
Try to say...
Nope. You know I can't.
With an ing on the end.
I've got a
that sounds
fat
horrible.
cow tongue. I am not doing that.
Oh, my gosh, dude. Oh, that's the worst. That is the worst. When you're about to throw up and you reach the point of no return, and the reason why you know it's the point of no return is because your tongue gets, like, too fat for your mouth. Oh, I hate that feeling, dude. I hate throwing up. That's like an all-time bad feeling.
Run the tape back. Let's see.
No.
Mario, you got it?
No need for that.
You got it? You good? Oh, no.
Again, that was...
What, the eye in the sky doesn't lie, just like the microphone
It's funny because I have a very salty mouth. I do in everyday life. If you know me in everyday life, you've probably known this. If you listen to some of the extracurricular content, you probably know this. But it wasn't even trying to curse there. It was just like my brain and mouth tripping into something that sounded vaguely like a curse word.
Spencer said, "Oh man, it's so good on replay."
Yeah, probably you can see the color drain out of my face. Yeah, Hester too. I both look like they've shot with an airsoft gun when he said it. Yeah.
But not like in like we're gonna get in trouble. Like, oh man, we've all been there.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think you get in trouble if you didn't actually like say it, right? Like, yeah,
your mouth just somehow
made those shapes
jumble together.
Yes, exactly. William Ivy, T-Bob's favorite character on the Thundercats is Snarf. I actually don't know enough about Thundercats to have a favorite character.
It's William breaks it. If you need to know who is worse, Snarf or Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I mean, I know through pop culture, I know about like Snarf. They kind of sound like that. It's like, oh, Ohio Snarf or something. But yeah, no, I don't. Again, that whole 80s block missed me. I loved G.I. Joe toys. I don't really have the G.I. Joe cartoon memories that I love hearing people talk about. Same thing with Transformers. Same thing with
Snarf kind of looks like T-Bob.
Look
at
yeah,
him.
I mean, kind
Can
of,
you see
dude.
it?
I can definitely see it a little bit.
I miss the beard.
Definitely see it a little
beard
bit.
and the
big
eyes.
Beard. Yeah. He's got the kind of the baggy eyes a little bit. Beautiful, large hands, little girthy belly, little tiny little nose. Yeah, okay, dude. Me and Snarf. Danny? Is that your next Photoshop? Since Danny's constantly trolling me, now he's sending pictures of Mia Moscona from the old Yoga Lottie's ad, just trying to juice up Hester and getting on me for all my Mia Moscona love. Just proving
But to Danny's point, putting that together, do you have to juice it up when it's already out there?
That ad was from multiple years ago. It could be a good way to advertise for the Scone and Tea podcast, though. New episode dropped yesterday. Record another one tomorrow. Snarf Bob.
Well, if we're just like blatantly promoting our podcast.
Oh, you got one too?
Pre-gaming the SEC.
Oh, yeah.
Shepard Smith, Ole Miss grad, will be on it this week. We're obviously talking Ole Miss, Alabama being the biggest game in the SEC. Certainly LSU, Auburn, and Arkansas, Georgia. So there we go.
Hell yeah.
Subscribe,
that's going to be awesome.
Apple, Spotify.
Yeah, and if you subscribe to them, you actually get chances to win Madden codes and stuff. You don't get anything for subscribing to us.
I'd probably get like a hat.
And last favorite, shameless promotion here. The LSU Football Podcast, great job, which is the most off-the-wall college football talk we do. That's recording today as well, so look forward to it. The similarities are amazing, says Bilbo on Snarf and me. William Ivy. T-Bob has the same scrotal pouch as the Snarf has the same scrotal pouch as Bob. Yeah, I could see that. All right. Other NFL fun facts on the other end of this last week, and we ended with Matt Stafford. Here's another Justin Tucker fun fact. In 2013, his first ever game at Detroit in 2013, he had, and it might be his only other game at Detroit. You might want to fact check that. But he had a 61-yard game winner to give the Ravens a 2-point win.
Whip-de-doo, Basil.
He goes back 8 years later, 66-yard game winner, as we said, also breaking Timpsey's record, who the Saints beat the Lions 19-17 on that old record, and they lose 19-17 on the new record. Crazy.
Not my field goal holder.
Crazy.
Dempsey did it outside in the elements.
Outside.
Tucker did it in a warehouse.
Wait, couldn't that mean, though, that he had the wind at his back?
Nope, it was right in his face.
Oh, was it? You remember the weather that day?
Yeah, I was there.
Just
yep.
Hold your finger up, see which side gets cold.
That's kind of gross, so I like to pick up the grass and throw it in the air.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Wind was definitely in his face.
Other kind of takeaways from Sunday, was it maybe like week one? We were like, oh man, all the rookies did actually pretty well. What a day for the rookies. Rough day for the rookie quarterbacks on Sunday, Jake. How about this? Rookie quarterbacks go 0-4, losing by 12, 15, 20, and 26 points. 4 touchdowns to 12 picks.
Yep.
They were sacked 19 times, and the combined passer rating of the rookies was 43.
Well, here's the deal. You can have success in week 1, week 2 in the NFL. It doesn't have to be a rookie. You can be a new player, and teams don't have the book on you yet. Once they get that book, it's there. And they're going to do everything that gave you trouble. So in week 1, if you're 80% against this coverage and you were really struggling, you were like 30% completion percentage against this coverage, well, guess what you're going to see a lot of, right? And you're not going to just see it in the NFL. You're never going to line up in it. You can have so many different looks in the NFL that they find a way to get to it. Like in college, you pretty much line up in almost everything that you're going to do. Sometimes you'll get maybe your better defensive coordinators, like Clemson does a pretty good job at disguising things, but for the most part, you're going to line up in it. And in the NFL, you're never going to line up in it. Like those good Pittsburgh teams back when they were playing, seemed like in the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl, they could line up in almost anything and get to what they wanted to. That's what made them so good. And you're starting to see some of that with these rookie quarterbacks, right? They're throwing into windows that they think are there, but they're truly not. And you're having interceptions, you're having batted balls, and this rookie class is going to go through some growing pains. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has had some moments, but it's been more growing pains. He's got a roster that's not going to be competitive with other teams as well. I think some of them can figure it out.
What are you talking about? They just got Dan Arnold. Trevor Lawrence should be ecstatic. I mean,
I picked up Jackson from football practice, my 6th grader, and he hadn't had his phone all day, and he's looking at it, he goes, "What?" And I knew exactly what he was about to say. Just by him saying what, I go, "Yep, Dan Arnold." That one, oh my gosh.
So even Jackson was like, "Huh?"
Yeah. So shout out Dan Arnold. I mean,
I guess.
You're about to be miserable. You were on a team that's pretty
and
well
like, I
set
can't
up.
imagine the vibe is great in the locker room with Herb as the head coach
No,
either.
you
He's
just
probably
traded-
bringing that college.
Wait, what pick did they get? I wanted to fact check this. What pick did they get for Jalen Ramsey? It wasn't the pick they took C.J. Henderson with, was it?
Oh.
I don't know if this is factual. I'll look it up because if they traded Jalen Ramsey for Dan Arnold,
That's crazy. Maybe that is what ends up being. Interesting
I
food
gotta
for
look
thought
now.
here with the rookie quarterbacks, Jake. Are we pressing these guys into action too early? And the reason why I say this, and this is all coming from a great Peter. I love Peter King's Football Mondays in America. Comes out of Pro Football Talk every Monday.
Right.
But think about this. Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes. What do they all have in common? They either barely started or even played one game their entire rookie season. I would say their development played out just fine. I wonder if we're not putting these guys just in impossible situations too early on.
So, I mean, Justin Fields, because of injury, like they were trying to hold him out. Although you do have Nick Foles, but I mean, literally, I think Chicago would have been burnt to the ground if you didn't start him.
That's true.
Okay,
Real quick on Fields, how about those preseason comments about the game being slow?
Oh, yeah, I saw freezing cold takes. And I think we talked about it. I said, yeah, it's
preseason.
It's slow in the preseason when they can't blitz and they run cover 3 in quarters. It's pretty slow.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, continue.
So, and then Mac Jones, you don't have great options there. After you decided to release Cam Newton, I mean, you had a bunch of career backups.
That's true.
Trevor Lawrence was always going to be the starter. Although, like you had a Gardner Minshew, you ended up trading him. You could have went with a guy who's actually had some successful stints in the NFL. Trey Lance is not starting. Zach Wilson, same thing. Like you didn't have another option once you traded your guy. So they didn't really have a lot other than Jacksonville, who could have started Gardner Minshew. You're just not going to anymore. Like the number one pick is going to always play now. That's just the way the NFL is working.
Yeah, I think you're raising a good point as well, too, that's kind of making me think where the actual connective tissue here as to why this matters is probably less about Brees, Brady, Rodgers, and Mahomes not playing as rookies, and it's more about the fact that they went to franchises that were stable enough where they didn't have to play as a rookie. Because as you laid out, these guys all kind of had to play. Like there just aren't any other great options. So like Trey Lance is maybe in the best spot because he's in a spot that is stable enough where he can kind of sit back and learn for a bit. So maybe that's a greater indicator of why, they kind of ended up where they did and not just playing. Interesting. Good call. I think that's it for kind of, I don't know, anything else of the NFL weekend that we missed on? I didn't realize the Bears had one net passing yard. I've never heard of that. That's insane. And just 47 yards of total.
Yeah.
They had like 47.
Yeah, 47 yards of total offense. Here, last thing I've written down here. Joe Burrow, think about this, dude. Our guy, Captain America, Superman. He's just he's unstoppable. He has the Cincy Bengals at 2-1. They just went and dominated Pittsburgh. Yeah. It was the Bengals' first win in Heinz Field since 2015. You get a chance every single year to do that in the NFL. You should not go that long without winning. And now, of course, thanks to Joe Burrow, they got it.
The fact that Joe's playing at this level, and I know he's had some interceptions early in the year, but coming back from what he's coming back from, you can see he's starting to really lock in. By season's end, we expect Joe to be where we always knew he would be in the NFL. That Cincinnati team, and we told you when they got Jamar Chase, like they had some true weapons. They spent a lot of money free agency-wise on their defense. It's a pretty good football team. And they almost came back against the Bears, 2-1, I think ahead of where a lot of people had them. So it's been fun to watch Joe kind of get back and look like the Joey B that we know.
Fade looking pretty sexy, too.
Fade's looking good. Good looking fade. Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
I did look it up. Thank goodness for the Jaguars fans. It wasn't Jalen Ramsey and C.J. Henderson, that pick. It was actually Caleb. So the Jalen Ramsey trade was for Caleb, Travis Etienne, and a 4th-round pick coming up in next year's draft.
Still hasn't paid that many dividends.
Yeah, because Travis Etienne is on the IR.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Never played a game. And the fit was kind of weird because they were trying to play him like a receiver, and he played running back at a high level in college. Urban. What you doing, Herb?
Hey, what the hell is going to happen with Urban Meyer? There's so many juicy college jobs available. It's going to be fascinating to see over the next few months. All right, more OTB next. Keep it locked off the bench.
OTB, OT.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Look, man, if you love off the bench, you should love All-Star, okay? They are one of the reasons why we're able to do the show. The reason why their signs are behind us every single day, and that's because they are huge supporters of the show. And despite that, though, Jake, it's not like it's kind of interesting. In a lot of deals, you get like a free car. And that is not the case. The reason why I drive a Toyota purchase from All-Star Toyota is because I genuinely love the vehicle, and it genuinely was a great fit for me and my family. And so if you want the minivan, or maybe you want one of those big new 2021 Tundras, smaller truck like a Tacoma, whatever. The point is they have all of your new, used, rental, everything over there at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
It is a great time for that trade-in as well. You know that Toyota is always going to hold its value, and now is literally the perfect time because you're going to get even more value with that. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Introducing Vizzy Lemonade, the only lemonade hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. It just hits different. All new Vizzy Lemonade. Step up your seltzer game.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Rafino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience.
They're highly
It's week 5 in the prep football season. We get you started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview. Catholic High and Lafayette Christian kick off at 7, immediately followed by a full 2 hours of the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, CST, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Have a brew and help your zoo. On October 1st, get ready to experience Brew at the Zoo 2021. Backed by popular demand, we're offering VIP tickets that include early access, express check-in, VIP zone, exclusive food, and drinks. This flagship craft beer event boasts live music, ambassador animals, and food tastings from a multitude of scrumptious eateries. Hurry! Brew at the Zoo sells out every year. Visit brzoobrew.org to get your tickets today.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Got a little cold up in here, Hess.
Yeah.
That 9 a.m.
Well, I got
AC
this
kick
poncho
on. Don't
on.
mess around, bruh. Oh.
Do you know where this song is from?
Hold on. Let me hear this thing. Punch it
It's
up.
not raining in here.
Do you know what it's
John,
from?
let me think. It feels like the John Wick club scene when
It
he's
does.
fighting people in the club.
It's new. It's a new movie.
Okay, it's a new movie?
Yeah, it's a new movie.
Nobody?
Shang-Chi.
Ah!
Legends of the Ten Rings.
That was
Is it
so
good?
good.
Is it good? I haven't seen it yet.
It was a banger.
Really?
You
I
haven't
heard it's
seen it
great.
yet?
No, I heard it's great, dude. I haven't.
Do you even Marvel, bro?
I know. Actually, I don't. You know, I don't. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not
you
as hard
DC.
as you.
You
You
right.
actually,
You
you
DC.
marvel. You marvel harder
You
than I
DC.
do.
You're right.
I think I might. I've heard it's so good visually.
The fighting, like, it's like definitely the best martial arts fighting like out of any Marvel
Thank
Marvel
God.
movie.
Thank God. So kind of like in the vein of the Matrix, like we were talking the other day, where you
exactly.
can actually see what's going on.
Yeah, and
Thank
like
God.
it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie, which I like it at all. Like when you're watching it, like
is it? Do I need a cutout time? Because you know me. Normally, if a movie's visually stunning, I like to go hit up that PLF theater and see what's up. Is it worth going there? Or I'm feeling more and more like I'm just going to wait for it to come on Disney Plus because it's coming pretty soon here.
I think isn't it supposed to come out like
I bet it does.
November?
'Cause everything comes out now. Like it's not the 90-day window anymore. I think it's like 30 days.
It's soon. I want to say Danny's right. I think I saw like November 1st maybe on there. And I don't know.
I would go see it in something other than my TV at my house.
Okay. That's what I was looking for. I mean, that's ultimately the answer I was looking for. And I kind of knew that. I just, just got to commit the time to doing it. My family's leaving me for a week. I know you're jealous, Jake. I saw that little head drop. You're like, how does T-Bob always get these?
Where's your family going?
They're my sister-in-law's birthday. They're going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
So I know.
But it's football season, so I can't go.
Right.
So maybe I'll see Shang-Chi then. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm actually breaking the golden rule Thursday and Friday. My brother-in-law is getting married in Pensacola on Friday. Rehearsal dinner on Thursday. So leaving after college sports today on Wednesday to head to Pensacola. But he did just.
Are you
for,
making it back for the game on Saturday?
I'm leaving at 5:30. Yeah, to make it back for TV. That starts at 11.
Hell yeah!
But he did. He moved the wedding from a Saturday to a Friday just to accommodate me. So I feel like got to be there for all the events.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And I mean, yeah, look, football season weddings are always a bit weird, but good on him for doing it on Friday. So if a tree falls in the wood and no one is around to hear it, did it actually happen, right? Does it make a sound? Does that tree even exist? If a media day comes and goes and the media doesn't cover it, does it actually exist? Mario, are there any newsworthy moments from yesterday's Pelican Media Day?
Well, Zion Williamson said he loves playing in New Orleans.
Yes!
That he doesn't want to play anywhere else.
Yes!
Obviously, we've heard other people say that before and still play somewhere else.
Relax!
But that was still nice to see, I guess.
Mario, chill out, bro.
Yeah, no, yes. A new Griffin Presser a tweet, another banger. Quote, Where have we come to as a society when we cannot take a young man at his word? In our search for truth, we have foregone the obvious and instead choose to cast our rods inside the whirlpools of infinity, hoping to fish out what we wish the truth to be. Oddly prescient from the satirical Griffin Twitter account because, the national news cycle will continue to fish in that infinity pool until they pull out the fish that says Zion hates New Orleans. So it's good to see that. The only thing I saw, my big takeaway, Mario, was that Zion looks big AF.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he is that dude is not 21 years old.
That shot of him walking off. Oh my goodness.
He is going full Thanos this season, and bottom line, like Zion said, it's playoffs or bust.
He's a one big muscle though.
Yes, one giant. Yes, he is just a human muscle, a muscle that's got a brain and can walk.
All right, before we move on from the Pelicans, Mario, Najee Marshall, just go ahead and whatever tidbit you were going to throw out there for him.
Najee Marshall had a really good summer league.
Okay, there you go.
He's going to play a bigger role this season. Very excited to see how he fits in.
All right, there we go. President of the Najee Marshall fan club is Mario. No doubt about it.
Hell yeah.
I hope he has a big year, though.
Yeah,
he needs to.
Love the story.
The real Pelican Hive loves Najee Marshall. This is truth. And look, they were very upfront. It's playoffs or bust. And Don, I think, basically set the tone too. Like, if we don't make the playoffs, then what do you want me to do? It's kind of out of my hands. Oh my God, look at him, dude. Look at how thick he is. Wow. And Danny, if you don't think that looks exactly like you, you are crazy.
Yeah, it looks identical to me. Like,
Jake
pretty much,
sees it. Jake knows what I'm talking
I
about.
do see it.
Y'all, you and Zion Williamson, especially when you smile, y'all are twins.
You are.
Mario said Zion's fat.
Oh,
so I don't know.
Mario, did you really say that about our Lord and Savior?
I mean, geez, Danny pulling a T-Bob over here. But
Whoa!
yeah.
Oh my God, dude. All right,
but this has nothing to do with the
shots.
We got to go to break. Everybody's taking shots at each other. Let's go to
my
break. Let's go to break. When we get back, we'll close out the show. Ask the bench.
OTB, OT.
All right, go to Louisiana811.com today. Remember, in the state of Louisiana, if you are putting a shovel in the ground, this is just at your home or for your business. Like, you have to dial 811 before you do so. So, with that being said, and you having to do it because it is the law, they make it extremely easy for you to get this done. They're going to come out. They're going to clearly mark where you can and cannot dig because they know where those buried lines are. And remember, here in South Louisiana, you might have a buried line that's pretty much right there on the surface. And right now, with all the rain that we had, there could be some that are actually on the surface. So you have to be careful. That's why it is the law in the state of Louisiana to protect you and those around you. You can also find more information on that website that I gave you, Louisiana811.com. You can submit a ticket there as well. So you can call, you can click, you can do it multiple ways. Again, they make it easy for you, for your safety. Dial 811 before you dig. It's the law in Louisiana, Louisiana811.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my four boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Hunt and Hill. Barrett Salee from CBS Sports will jump aboard to talk all things SEC football. And we're getting you ready for LSU and Auburn. Hunt and Hill, noon to 2 weekdays on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back, OTB. Damn.
We should do like a 70s costume.
Damn. Okay. Danny, please come up with a costume idea this year so I don't have to listen to you complain for another calendar year, please.
Well, no, yeah. Last year you were just stuck on Olaf. You said nothing else. There was no way you were going to do anything else.
That is true.
I think my idea for the group is the Ted Lasso coaching staff. Listen, just hear me out.
Okay.
There's 4 of us. There's 4 of them. And I think that I could definitely have the mustache. You have the beard.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny can be Roy. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Does Roy become a coach? I didn't quite know that.
Actually, that's on you. That's not on me. It's been multiple weeks.
Yeah, way to go. Thanks, bro. Thanks for spoiling. Listen, now we're
Mario,
just spoiling everything.
Danny, me, you.
Yeah. It's not bad.
You see it, right?
Okay, I am not. The only reason I'm not in love with it is because I maybe want something a little more gimmicky. But if we could get the AFC Richmond jerseys, I'm not opposed to it. It's the leader in the clubhouse for now. I'm not head over heels with it, but it is a leader in the clubhouse. I don't have a better idea. So
thank you. I mean, I just think it makes sense that there's 4 of us. I think we can all pull all 4 of these looks off.
Oh, Ask the Ben, brought to you by Cold Coors Light. Vizzy Hard Seltzer and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet.
Let's get one in. Coors Light.
T-Bob, have you ever played chess or D&D with Tolkien? I've ever played D&D. Chess, you can't really talk. Have you ever been to an LSU sporting event above something like a kid's birthday or a family friend's wedding and regretted it afterwards?
No, never regret. LSU sports, everything else.
Okay, there you go. I agree. Look, y'all have a great day. We got to go. We got to try to make sure that Danny and Mario are still friends. So we'll see y'all tomorrow.
OTB OT.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com. You need to rejuvenate that relationship.
Yep.
Mario, Danny. You go to RejuveMe. Not that they are like relationship counselors, right? But they can help you get back that more positive overall disposition that maybe used to have, that energy you had rolling out of bed, into bed. just that kind of that youthful feeling.
Yeah.
And if you want to get there, Rejuvenate, the best part is they create a customized, comprehensive plan for you to accomplish those goals. Just go over the consultation, see what they can tell you. Go to rejuvenamedical.com.
It's a custom plan, T-Bob, because we all age different. There are things that I need that you might not need. There's things that you need that I might not need. And they figure all of those things out over at Rejuvenate. T mentioned the consultation. A couple of ways to do that to figure out what's going on with you. You can do it on the website, rejuvenamedical.com homepage, top right corner of the site. Or, hey, always pick up the phone, give them a call, ask them any question you might have, 225-230-4201.